Hello and welcome to Game 2 of the three-game series against Northwestern here at Ray Fisher Stadium. The Wolverines will take on Northwestern now coming into a second game here, coming off a win yesterday. A pretty scary one, though. Top of the ninth, we saw two homers coming off the bats of Jay Slater and Ryan Kutrak for the Wildcats. Got it to a one-run game, so definitely something Michigan wants to look out for. Don't get too comfortable. I'm Max Wood, joined alongside Emilio Enriquez. Emilio, what are your thoughts on the game so far today?
Yeah, it should be a good one. Not ideal baseball weather, but the rain held off, so should be all clear here today. And you said it, yesterday Northwestern had some late inning magic, but Michigan able to hold on and get the win. Obviously, two homers for Northwestern. In the ninth, Michigan gets the 7-6 win. Jeffries had a great game yesterday, 2 hits and 3 RBIs as he looks to carry that momentum into today. On the mound from Michigan, Shane Brenham, his last start, 6 innings pitched, struck out 5 and allowed 3 runs against Michigan State. Pretty solid start for him as he looks to do the same here against Northwestern.
Yeah, talking about the pitching between these two teams here, it's a bit of a difference whenever we see a disparity in a lot of things here. Brenham coming off of his strongest set so far this season. In his last 3 games, he's gone 16 2/3 innings, allowed 15 hits, 5 earned runs, only walked 1 batter, and then has 14 strikeouts. Then we compare that to the starting pitcher for the Northwestern Wildcats today, Matt Kauser. Kauser's gone 12 1/3 innings pitched in his last 3, allowed 22 hits, 13 earned runs, and walked 12 with only 17 strikeouts. So there's a big difference there, and that's going to be something that Northwestern wants to look for is when are they going to have to pull Kauser, because I don't believe he's going to end up being able to go as far as someone like Brenham can.
Yeah, definitely, and I think for Kauser, the walks have definitely been an issue this season. That's something Michigan's going to have to capitalize on today. Is base runner is the key to the game here. And if you're Northwestern, they've got to limit walks. That's been an issue for Kauser all season long. His last start came against Purdue, pitched 6 innings in the loss, the 2-3 loss to Purdue. But, again, how long can Northwestern keep their starter in? That'll be interesting to see here. For Michigan, yesterday, their bullpen was pretty solid until the 9th, giving up those 2 runs. See how long Brenham is in today.
The starter yesterday for Northwestern, Jake Reifenberg, ended up going 4 innings, allowed 9 hits and 7 earned runs. So not the stellar start you want to see out of there, but maybe Michigan can get their bats on ball, end up getting a similar start today. We're going to look at the starting lineups for both teams as we go through. We'll start off with Michigan. You'll have leading off Colby Turner, the second baseman, then the catcher Noah Miller, second, Braden Jeffries, third, the third baseman, then Cade Ladehoff, the first baseman, then Brennan Strussler, the left field. Jun-Sung Park, the DH, making his second start of the series and of the season, I believe, both only a second. Then Greg Pace, the center fielder. Josh Campbell, the right fielder. Then Drew Culbertson, the shortstop. And then on the mound, we talked about Shane Brenham.
Yeah. Oh, and let's go through the Northwestern lineup here. Is behind the dish, our third base, we got Owen McLefatrick. Then shortstop, we got Ryan Kutrak. Center field, we got Jack Lausch. Second base, we got Noah Ruiz. Right field, Jackson Freeman. Left field, Logan DeGroot. First base, Nick Barron. Behind the dish, Jay Slater, designated hitter for the Wildcats, Jake Yang, and pitching today, Matt Kauser.
Yeah, do want to go back and talk a little bit more about Michigan's designated hitter today, Jun-Sung Park. We talked about it. It's only his second start of the season. It's the second start of the series. Started last game. Reached twice, once on an error and one on a single, so has the ability to get on there, can hold his own, but we're going to see how he can hold up today against somebody that Northwestern sees as their better pitcher here in Matt Kauser for their starters.
Yeah, if you're Michigan, this feels like a great opportunity to give some guys who maybe haven't seen the field as much this season an opportunity here today as the second game against the Wildcats. And, as the season reaches not the end point, but close to the end, it's great to give these guys some opportunities here and see what they can do with that playing time.
Michigan coming off of 2 series wins just recently against Michigan State and against Oregon. That Oregon one, a big one that able to boost their respect among the committees, possibly trying to make a push here to get into the playoffs as a at-large bid. Of course, we can't rule out the Big Ten tournament, but UCLA's had such a strong season. I'm not sure how you can even expect to see them not take that tournament.
Yeah, UCLA has been dominant all season long. You said it. If you're Michigan, you're at the point in the season where you can't really afford to lose pretty much any series. You know, they're in their final push. They're trying to get a bid here, and obviously the Big Ten has been pretty good this season with UCLA leading the charge. Northwestern, in terms of their Big Ten play, has struggled this season. Michigan at 8-8 on the year in Big Ten play. Northwestern hasn't had much success.
Yeah, Northwestern, we saw it a bit yesterday in that top of the ninth where they kind of snuck up on you. They have the ability to get those wins. I mean, they've took a game off of USC, one of the better teams out in the Big Ten, but it's not been a bunch of series wins for them as much as it is 1 or 2 dispersed out nice wins, and that's college baseball. You're going to get those anyway. But it's something you can look towards, is that you can't relax here if you're Michigan. You have to be winning these series. You have to be winning these games in order to keep your position to try and get this at-large bid going into the end of the regular season here. Yeah,
100%. They need to continue the momentum from yesterday and build off of that today. And, you know, even with some of the guys who maybe haven't played as much this season for Michigan, they're still going to need to step up here today. And every game is important going down the stretch for Michigan, and even against a team like Northwestern, who struggled in conference play, 5-11 on the year. Like you said, they can't take it lightly. They need to continue to execute, get on base, play clean baseball as they look to do that here today. Michigan taking the field, warming up, and should be a good one here in Ann Arbor.
A bit of a coaching discrepancy as well if we want to look into it. Tracy Smith going into his 29th year of head coaching this year. Compare that to the head coach for the Northwestern Wildcats, Ben Greenspan, only his 3rd year at Northwestern so far. Only had a couple of years. It's been on the Michigan staff itself. I believe he worked under Tracy Smith for 14 years. So he's got experience with this team and this coaching staff, and you can see that maybe he might know what they work on, what they might end up doing. Their understanding the team could be important to this game. So we'll start up the top of the first inning. Owen McElpatrick, the third baseman, up to bat for the Wildcats to lead off. The first pitch will be seen outside by Brenham. It'll be 93 fastball from Brenham.
Yeah, if you're Brenham, you want to get ahead of the hitters early here. Take control of the strike zone.
Second pitch called inside. And that's been something that the Michigan pitchers, Kurt Barr and Shane Brenham, kind of had struggled with, is getting ahead early in these counts. They kind of work backwards a lot of the time in these counts. 2-0 pitch coming is swung on, fouled off. Move it to a 2-1 count for Owen McElpatrick.
Yeah, if you're a pitcher, you really want to get ahead of batters early, you know, establish the strike zone. And if you're Brenham, obviously coming off of a great start where he pitched 6 innings, he got pretty far into that game, and that comes with establishing the strike zone early.
Next pitch coming, fouled off again. Now 2-2. Yeah, Brenham in his last 2 starts has reached 6 2/3 innings at least in the last 2. A bit of a cherry pick there. He went 6 2/3 against the Michigan State Spartans in his last appearance, but has the ability to go pretty far in these games. As that pitch will be swung on and missed for the strikeout. Be the first strikeout of the day for Shane Brenham on the first appearance.
That was great from Brenham. Obviously fell behind early 2-0 and came back 3 straight strikes. Got him with the high fastball. The elevated heater with 2 strikes. Great pitch from Brenham. Michigan 1 out here in the top of the first.
Now to bat Ryan Kutrak. We talked about it. One of the home runs that allowed Northwestern to get within 1 at the top of the ninth last game. First ball will be high.
Yeah, Brenham really leaning on that fastball here early. That one's just out of the strike zone.
1-0 pitch coming. That one well outside.
Yeah, Kutrak, you mentioned it, that home run in yesterday's game, batting .293 on the year. Pretty solid stats for Northwestern.
Yeah, one of the more reliable bats on this Wildcat team. 2-0 pitch coming. That one swung on and missed. Moved to a 2-1 count.
Yeah, great spot for Brenham there. Got the outside edge. Kutrek a little late on that one as Brenham looks to take control of this at-bat.
Next pitch will be fouled off, go out into the parking lot on the right side of the field. Always talk about that. You never want to park there, if I'm personally.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
We see the infield defense shifted a bit. We have shift out here. Colby Turner, the second baseman, now sitting behind the base. As that one will catch just around the outside corner there, will catch Kucherak looking for the second strikeout and only 2 batters faced.
Yeah, Kucherak not too happy with that call. Just got the outside edge. Great curveball there from Michigan. Is, you know, we're seeing here Brenham similar sequences, falling behind batters 2-0, but able to come back 3 straight strikes on back-to-back batters. It's 2 down here in the first.
First pitch will be taken for strike 1, move to an 0-1 count now with 2 outs.
Yeah, Brenham definitely looking comfortable out there as he looks to strike out the side. Great sequencing on that last at-bat, going 2 heaters in a row and then a curve.
Brenham takes the next one low and outside on the lefty Jack Lausch. Next one will catch low again.
Yeah, that's a good take for Lausch there. That one just missed. Out of the zone.
2-1 count. Next pitch coming. That one will be fouled off. Go back. Move to 2-2. And back to a 2-strike count here for Brenham.
Yeah, Brenham's looking great. Very comfortable on the mound. You know, obviously his fastball is his bread and butter here, but
next ball will be fouled off. It'll be wide right of the first baseline.
Yeah, it's good swing from Lausch there. Just foul it off, get another pitch, as that was a hanging curve, a little out of the zone. Just got a piece of it on that one. See if Brenham goes with the high heater here like he did in the first at-bat.
Well, Brenham showed a lot of ability and strikeout capability here. He's catches another one looking here. That one tails in to go right down the middle. It'll be 3 strikeouts, strikes out the side in the start for Brenham.
Great pitch from Brenham. Went with the curveball again to strike him out looking. Back-to-back curves. That was the first time he sequenced it like that in the innings. Lausch was not expecting that one. Again, he's been the first 2 batters. He went more with the fastball, high fastball, but against Lausch there, 2 straight curveballs, strikes out the side. Great clean inning for Michigan. Couldn't have asked for a better start.
Well, that just shows you the ability that Brenham has in order to get the strikeout. Is he can challenge you in the zone, or he can make you think that it's not going to end up there at all when you're just stuck out there looking. Yeah,
that's exactly right. He had a swing and a miss earlier on the high fastball, and then as we just saw, strike 3 called on that breaking ball there. As Northwestern, Matt Kauser takes the field here as Michigan will get its first opportunity here.
As Brenham only threw 16 pitches that first inning. Gonna try and work his way through another long appearance here. So we'll see Matt Kauser take the mound for Northwestern. Coming in today, has an ERA of 4.93, a whip of 1.75, has allowed some players to get on base, has allowed some scoring, but we've seen him struggle with the walks. You think he can try and work his way through that to get himself a long appearance here to try and go with the one that we're seeing cooking up for Shane Brenham?
Yeah, again, as we mentioned, his last outing, lost to Purdue, had a win against Michigan State, pitched 4 innings, but, Kauser isn't a guy who's typically gone deep into games. Again, struggled with walks. There's a lot of guys on this Michigan lineup who have been hot recently, so if you're a pitcher who's struggling with walks, you definitely can't afford to give up too many against a lineup like Michigan. As we mentioned from the previous game, Jeffries 2 hits, 3 RBIs in that one.
Yeah, the only multi-hit game yesterday from the Wolverines side was Jeffries with 2 hits. Then a couple singles getting down. So I think the walks might end up helping that, getting players in a scoring position early for the Michigan if they're struggling to get the bats on ball. So we'll see Colby Turner come up to the plate for the Wolverines. Turner batting .395 is leading the Wolverines in batting average. So that first pitch will be well low and away.
Yeah, Colby Turner having a great season for the Wolverines. .395 on the year and homered yesterday. And their win against Northwestern as that one's outside.
Yeah, next pitch caught outside, not hauled in there. That's something else maybe you look for is if your guy's walking a lot, maybe he's inaccurate, is that get a guy on base here. Someone like Colby Turner who has the speed, 10 stolen base attempts, is that you get a wild pitch going, he's going to take that next base easy. First strike called on the day and the bat, the at bat here for Matt Kauser. Move it to a 2-1 count now for Turner. That one will be fouled off into the parking lot. Now 2-2.
Yeah, Colby Turner, as we mentioned, homered yesterday to extend his hitting streak to 17 games, and he also scored to extend his run scoring streak to 14 games. So this is a guy that he doesn't only hit; he gets on base, he finds ways to score.
The guy's been great all around for the Wolverines. Talk about it. He's fast. He has the stolen bases. He's getting on base. He's getting the bat. He's getting the ball in play. He's got .667 slugging, OPS over 1,000. Started 36 games for the Wolverines. I mean, it's a do-it-all guy. As that one will get down and into the outfield for a single for Turner to lead it off.
Yeah, that ball was smoked to short. Shortstop Ryan Kuchek couldn't get his glove under it. It kind of backed up on him and took a hard hop, and he just missed it with his glove. Tough ball to field, but that's one you probably wish he could have had.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it caught him on the back pedal there on his heels. Wasn't really ready to try and get to it, and just sneaks by him. Now it'll be Noah Miller, the catcher, up to bat for the Wolverines. He'll see the first one go wide.
Yeah, Noah Miller batting .308 on the year. If you're Michigan, it looks like they're taking that first pitch. It hasn't been competitive, the first pitch so far from Kausers. Both batters, it's been out of the zone.
The second one will be fouled off there. It looked like Turner was ready to go take the second base there, but foul ball puts him back on first. But now 1-1 count.
Yeah, you said it. Turner's been effective in the base path this season, and right there tried to take second. I like the aggressiveness from Michigan. Get ahead early, put some pressure on the pitcher. If you're a guy who struggled with walks, it doesn't help when you already have guys on base.
1-1 pitch coming. Will be swung on foul again. Now 1-2 for Noah Miller. Miller coming into today with a .308 average, .418 on-base percentage, so another on-base percentage above .400. So he'll send that one foul. This time over to the left side, third baseline.
Yeah, Miller kind of got jammed on that one. Did everything he could just to foul it off. Quick hands from that swing as count remains at 2-1 here.
.2-1 pitch coming. That one low. Now 2-2. Miller not going to bite on these non-competitive pitches like you talked about. That's probably something they focused on today with a guy who's walking a ton. You're going to see that ball all the way through.
Yeah, great discipline from Michigan at the plate here, is not biting on anything outside the zone.
This one coming, runner going. Colby Turner going out to second, and he will stay on.
Great jump from Colby Turner there. Jay Slater behind the dish for Northwestern never really had a chance. He kind of double clutched that ball. It looked like he fumbled it on the transition.
Yeah, it didn't look like they had much of a chance anyway off the come up from the catcher Jay Slater there. That'll be a foul tip, and we'll get below the belt on Jay Slater, and he'll take a second to.
Yeah, you hate to see that. That one fouled directly. Looks like somewhere in the groin area for Slater as he's down, and a noticeable amount of pain as the Northwestern trainers out tending to him now. If you're a catcher, that comes with the job, right? You definitely take a beating behind the dish as that one. That one looks painful.
One of the toughest jobs in baseball. You're sitting there, you're crouched, you're waiting for these foul tips to go off, blocking. There's a lot that comes with it, and you're putting yourself at risk. So he'll continue to be checked on.
Yeah, as Michigan runner in scoring position here, and Colby Turner, after that stolen base, he has a 75% success rate stealing bases on the season. 9 stolen bases for the leadoff batter. And if you're the leadoff batter, that's what you're looking for, right? You want a guy who can get on base, not only get on base, but also steal bases and be productive in the base path.
You get those leadoff walks, and then you talked about personally, if I'm going to relate this to my experience as a viewer, the MLB, the Pittsburgh Pirates, my favorite team. We have an O'Neal Cruz leadoff batter. It's a guy that's fast, and then at the start of the last season, he was really great at drawing out walks. And then you think about when you walk a guy like that, that's almost an automatic runner in scoring position because you just get that free second base afterwards off the steal.
Right.
So it's really special to have a guy like that in your leadoff spot.
Yeah, it definitely adds value to the team as Slater still on the ground here. Just tried to get up a moment ago, but that type of injury can really hurt. As we'll see if he's able to stay in the game or if Northwestern's going to make a change here behind the dish.
It's been a little bit long for me to imagine that he'd come back into this game. I don't know. He's still on all fours.
Yeah, he just tried to get up, and he's able to get up. As the Michigan fans give him a round of applause here.
Is still not look 100% out there.
Yes. That one got him in a place no one wants to get hit. He's pacing, walking around behind the dish. See if he's able to continue. If he is, that's tough right there. And if you're a catcher, like we said, that happens. We see it all the time. Foul balls. So he's signaling that he's good to go.
Tough it out.
Yeah,
you got to respect that.
Yeah, very impressive here. They're going to give Cowser a few pitches after that pretty long break. Should be good to go here.
You got to let him get warm here. That's something else that you got to think about. This guy's now getting cold on the mound. Still the top of the first, no outs yet. Runner on second for the Wolverines. A 3-2 count now for Noah Miller, the catcher.
Yes. After that break, coming to a full count, that's not easy.
That's big pressure. As that one will be high, and that'll be taken for ball 4. Now put runners on first and second for the Wolverines.
That was a great take. High fastball, never really had a chance as Wolverines got 2 men on here. Noah Miller draws the walk, bringing up Brandon Jeffries, who, as we mentioned, had a great game yesterday.
Yeah, Braden Jeffries, again, the only one with more than a hit yesterday for the Wolverines. Had 2. Jeffries, the lefty in this. Looks like Colby Turner taking a bit of a lead there, but that ball fouled off for strike 1, now an 0-1 count.
Yeah, Jeffries tried to push that bunt down the third base line. Could have been caught if Northwestern third baseman got there a little sooner, but nevertheless, strike one on Jeffries. It'll be interesting to see here if drawing bunt again.
No outs. You can try and get your 2 runners into scoring position. That's what it'll do. It'll lay down the bunt. The ball will go to the hands of McElfatrick. Fatrick will get the out at first, but 2 runners advance for the Wolverines. Now 2 in scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, that's a very productive out from Jeffries. Great bunt there, advancing the runners. Smart with nobody out. Now runners at second and third. Cade Ladoff coming up to the plate.
Ladoff with runners in scoring position, bats .256 on the season, averaging .250 in average total. So has the ability to draw these runners in and be an auto walk for Cade Ladoff.
Yeah, interesting move here as Northwestern's going to load up the bases with only 1 out, bringing Brendan Stressler up to the plate after that intentional walk.
I'd rather see Brendan Stressler here, the lefty, coming in instead of facing the righty, Cade Ladoff, here for the righty pitcher. A bit of an odd look.
Yeah, interesting move. And again, Michigan putting the pressure on early here as bases loaded only in the bottom of the first. And we mentioned it, Strauss isn't a guy who, Kauser isn't a guy who is known for pitching deep into games, and already that pitch count is being worked here by the Michigan Wolverines. It'll be interesting to see how long Northwestern decides to lean on their starter here today.
Yeah, Kauser now already at 16. That's what Brenham ended at for his half inning. So just 1 more and he'll end up taking the lead there in pitch count, but still only 1 out so far and bases loaded, so a high-pressure situation here for Kauser.
Yeah, and if you're Stressler at the plate, there's no need to be that aggressive here. Again, Kauser's a guy who struggles with his command. You have bases loaded. Wait for your pitch here if you're Stressler. Just put the ball in play and see what you can do.
Brendan Stressler, a .237 average, a .226 with runners in scoring position. Will take the first pitch, hit the outside part of the zone for strike 1, now an 0-1 count.
Yeah, Kauser with that first pitch curveball. Haven't seen a lot of that today. He's mainly relied on that fastball early on.
Next pitch coming will be skied up into center field, where it will be taken in by the center fielder Lausch, and will allow Colby Turner to tag and score the first run of this inning and of the game. Get Michigan to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, another productive out for the Wolverines. Stressler with the pop out to center field. Center fielder Jack Lausch, not even an attempt to throw home, immediately hits the cutoff man as the Wolverines are able to strike first here in the first inning.
We talked about it. Turner's got himself a pair of legs on him that he can really get down to the ground running. So as the first pitch seen by Junsun Park will be sent out to right field for a RBI double. We'll see both runners on base for the Wolverines score, and Park's having himself a series.
Yeah, Park with a base clearing, 2-run clearing double there is, we mentioned it. This is a guy who hasn't seen a lot of playing time here this season, but really stepping up and taking advantage of this opportunity here. Able to put the ball in play. Great piece of hitting into the corner in right field.
As we're going to go to a heavy right-hand batted section here in the Wolverine lineup, a bit of an odd one. They usually go like left, right, left, right, left, right, but now we're seeing heavy right, 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 right here as Greg Pace Jr., the center fielder, will take the first pitch for strike 1, move to an 0-1 count now with 2 outs. Michigan leading 3-0 with 1 runner on second. As Pace will get the ball down, will be hauled in by the shortstop. Kucherak will make the throw out to first base for Barron, but Barron does not find it cleanly, and it looks like it hit him too.
Yeah, Kutrek with a great play at short. Fully extended and dove to get that ball. Throw is a little low. And as you mentioned it, Barron unable to scoop it out. It looked like it bounced off the dirt and then hit him. It looks like in the leg area.
Leg.
Yeah.
Hopefully not the same kind of pain we saw for the catcher, Jay Slater.
Yeah, Barron unable to get any glove on that scoop. As again, Kutrek made a great play to get that ball and keep Park from rounding third and scoring there. That was a run-saving play despite Northwestern's inability to get the out there. As the Northwestern training staff, medical staff on the field attending to Barron here.
It's been a pretty disastrous first inning, all things considered, for the Wildcats. You have two players get hit by the ball pretty bad. You got 3 runs coming in. You have one more runner in scoring position still, runners on first and third.
Yeah, Michigan really applying the pressure here. Full throttle on the gas in the first inning. You know, this lineup has the ability to put the ball in play, and they've done that here today. Especially, we talked about this, guys stepping up who maybe haven't played as much as Park being one of them. With that double early on here is, you know, if your Cows are already at 21 pitches.
So we'll try and take a look back and see what happened to Nick Barron out on the first base side. It's like it might have got him like right on the kneecap.
Yes, he's walking around. Seems to be okay. Cows are taking some warm-up pitches. Again, another break. You mentioned it. Two injuries here, so 2 long extended periods of time where Cows are kind of pacing around the mound. If you're a pitcher, especially in a position like this with runners on, that's never easy. Kind of adds to the jitters here as 2 away as Cowser tries to get out of the inning, but you know those breaks are not easy for a pitcher.
It's going to make it tough as we see Josh Campbell, the right fielder, now up to bat for the Wolverines, the right-handed batter. His first ball will be low and away, and we see it again, the non-contested first pitch, the pretty lazy look there, not really trying to get into that strike zone.
Yeah, Cows are struggling to get ahead of batters early, and that's really hurt him down the stretch here in the first inning.
Next pitch coming. Campbell showing bunt. We'll pull it back, and we'll take ball 2.
Yeah, that one a little low there. Campbell showed bunt right at the last second.
A 2-0 count for Josh Campbell. Runner still on first and third for the Wolverines. That pitch will be caught in the zone. We'll move it to a 2-1 count.
Yeah, great pitch there, outside edge. It's gone 3 straight fastballs. Trying to get command of the fastball early on it's kind of struggled with that.
Well, you don't really want to hang one right now with another runner in scoring position as we'll see Cowser go and try and get a pickoff attempt on Greg Pace at first base.
Yeah, Josh Campbell, the freshman, batting .250 on the season. Looking to add to the damage here for the Wolverines.
Next pitch coming is there's runner Greg Pace will take second with no throw.
Yeah, great jump from Greg Pace. Jay Slater faked the throw, looked to third. No movement there as runners at second and third for the Wolverines. 2-2 count for Josh Campbell.
Two pitch coming. It'll be swung on, fouled off by Campbell. That one a pretty lucky foul tip there not to go to the way of Jay Slater.
Yeah, Campbell able to keep that one in play, stay alive. As we see curveball from Cowser. Haven't seen a lot of those, but see if he goes back to that, the 2-2 count.
Next pitch coming, that one well inside. We'll move this to a full count here.
Yeah, if you're Cowser, you can't lose a guy who you've been ahead of the entire at-bat. As a walk here would load the bases up for Michigan.
It'll be second time loading the bases this half inning for Cowser. As that will be fouled off. Will stay alive for Josh Campbell.
Yeah, great at-bat from Josh Campbell, doing everything he can, not biting on anything outside the zone, fouling off competitive pitches, staying alive, and making Cowser work here in the first.
That's something big here is that pitch count is upping close to 30 now. You're not even out of the first inning, as that will be a bit of a blooper just out into the outfield by Campbell, and he'll go all the way to second on that as the throw is not able to be hauled in from the outfield by Ruiz.
I mean, that was incredible. It didn't even look like he fully swung. He looked like he checked his swing, barely made contact with the ball, and just pushed it into the little gap in shallow right field, and is able to turn that bloop into a 2-run RBI double. So Josh Campbell, great at bat. Great ability to get his bat on that ball,
really,
despite
that's
not
great
even
awareness to realize that you can turn there. Nobody's going to be able to get that good throw off into
100%.
second base and just turn that into 2 and get yourself in a scoring position now for Drew Culbertson. Michigan already gone through their entire lineup so far.
Yeah, just great piece of hitting there from Campbell. And all around, the Michigan Wolverines have had great at-bats today. We mentioned that Cowser, again, his pitch count just over 30 now in the first inning.
As Culbertson will see his second pitch. First one was a ball. Now that one will be, well, foul.
Just missed the car there. Could have been a broken windshield.
I'm sure there's been a couple broken windshields.
Definitely. So the Wolverines looking to bat around here in the first inning.
1-1 count. Josh Campbell on second for the Wolverines. That one will be swung on and missed to move it to 1-2 on Drew Culbertson.
If you're the Wolverines, you have to be happy seeing, the bottom of their lineup producing the way it has today. Is again, everyone has had productive at-bats, productive outs from the Wolverines.
And I think it's especially led off by Junsun Park. The guy who really just hasn't been playing. Is that one will be popped up real easy out to Matt Gilpatrick, who will get the throw down to first base with a force out to end this pretty excellent half inning for the Wolverines of batting. Take a 5-0 lead at the end of the first.
Yeah, if you're the Wolverines, you couldn't have asked for a better start to this game. Shane Brenham, really efficient first inning, struck out the side. And then the bats for the Wolverines, 5 runs in the first. Yesterday, the story of the game is Northwestern took the early lead, and then Michigan kind of clobbered them from that point on, except for the 9th inning. This time around, the Wolverines really establishing it from the start. If you're the Wildcats, a few defensive mishaps in that last inning. The throw
to first
for
Greg Pace,
right?
And then I think they definitely had the chance to get Josh Campbell out on his turn out to second.
Right. They were the type of plays that that throw would probably be categorized as an error, but a few of the other ones weren't exactly errors. It just seemed like lazy defense from the Wildcats.
Yeah, the one leadoff hit that they caught the shortstop Kucherak kind of backpedaling out, couldn't make the dive to stop it, getting into the outfield. Throws going wide, foul tips ended up into the kneecaps and into the groins of players. It's not the start you want to see on defense. Only one error attributed to the team. I would have scored 2. Not really sure.
Yeah, that first one could have gone either way, but if you're the Wolverines, obviously a long inning there. Brenham on the bench for an extended period of time as he looks to stay efficient. Again, we've mentioned it for the Wildcats. Cowser's kind of had, a difficult time, and those breaks in between play couldn't have helped as his pitch count is over 30. We'll see how long he can stay in this game.
Cowser at 33 pitches, walked 2 just in that first inning, and allowed 5 runs, 3 of them earned. We'll see Noah Ruiz, the second baseman, take the batter's box for the Wildcats, as that first ball by Brenham will be well wide.
Yeah, Noah Ruiz has had a great month of April. Currently has a 7-game hitting streak. Batting .419 in the month of April with 3 doubles and 2 home runs.
As we'll see that one pretty well, but just end up catching it a bit foul, a bit inside on the bat. We'll move it to a 1-1 count for Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz kind of got jammed on that one. If you're Northwestern, this guy's been your hottest hitter as of late, and you wouldn't want anyone else to start because if you're Northwestern, you need a rally here, and so Noah Ruiz looks to do just that.
If you want to talk about guys on hot streak, Michigan pitcher Shane Brenham, there's no need to look anywhere else as he'll send that one in for strike 2. Now 1-2 count. I mean, over 6 2/3 innings in the last 2 appearances. He's just struck out the first 3 batters, and now he's coming in here with a 1-2 count. As that curveball will be outside. It'll be a 2-2 count now.
Yeah, Brenham looks super comfortable out there. You know, that last pitch, curveball low and away. I don't mind it on a 1-2 count. There's
2-2 pitch coming. That one, another curve on the outside zone there, fouled off by Ruiz.
Yeah, similar spot. Brenham's been really good at throwing that outside curveball today as Ruiz kind of just spoils that one, looks for a better, more competitive pitch here. See if Brenham goes back to that curveball.
As be a fastball outside by Brenham, well outside, dove for well by Noah Miller to avoid it going to the backstop. Nobody on base, so not too different, but
yeah,
to a full count.
Good at bat here from Ruiz, able to climb back into this one. Full count here.
We talked about Brenham on the breaking pitches, caught 2 batters looking in the first inning. As that will be a foul ball into the parking lot again. Will stay 3-2.
Yeah, Brenham, 2 straight fastballs after going with 2 straight curves. It'll be interesting to see the sequencing here. If he goes back to that curve or if he stays with the fastball. We've seen Brenham go with that high fastball on a lot of 2-strike at-bats.
As he'll stick with the fastball, that one will be missed by Ruiz for the 4th consecutive strikeout of the game for Shane Brenham.
Yeah, Ruiz there. Looked like he was expecting curve a little late on the fastballs. It was middle outside. Great pitch from Brenham. 3 straight fastballs, able to get the K. First out in the 2nd inning here.
Brenham, the strikeout machine so far today, as he'll face off against Jackson Freeman, the right fielder for the Wildcats, and that first pitch will be fouled off. Move it to an 0-1 count.
Yeah, Freeman batting .275 on the year. Looking to get something going here for the Wildcats.
As next pitch will be a bit outside for ball 1.
Yeah, that one just missed. Miller tried to get that frame job, but unable to get the call as the count moves to 1-1.
Brenham, the freshman, has a career high of 7 strikeouts in an appearance, as ball will be similar location, move to ball 2, now 2-1. So already over halfway there for today.
Yeah, Brenham looking really comfortable out there.
As next ball will be high. That's 3 straight balls for Brenham here. New 3-1 count for Jackson Freeman.
Yeah, you mentioned it, a career high 7 strikeouts, already 5 today. And he's been cruising, with the exception, he gets that swing and a miss there, full count. I think the thing that's really been something to note is he's been able to get ahead of hitters early. I was going to say, with the exception of this at-bat, we've seen him really attack hitters early on.
And he's really snuck into the zone on those outside breaking balls well, too. As full count, next pitch coming, and what do you know? 5 consecutive strikeouts for Shane Brenham. That one on a swing and miss.
Yeah, great pitch there. Again, it looked like Freeman was expecting the curve. Back-to-back hitters where they're late on the fastball in the zone, sitting curve, and
the fastball for Brenham can vary a bit. It's 90 to 93 range. As first pitch out to Logan DeGroot will be the first hit of the day for the Wildcats. Will get out into right field. Will get down for a single.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there for Northwestern. Able to finally get a hit, finally get a base runner here.
Finally not strike out.
That's exactly right. Brenham's been so dominant. They haven't seen first base.
It's the first ball in play on the day for the Wildcats. Next up to bat will be Nick Barron. Nick Barron will swing and miss on pitch 1, move to an 0-1 count. 2 outs in this top of the second inning.
Yeah, if you're Northwestern, you don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get. I mean, they have really struggled against Brenham. They got to start capitalizing, especially down 5-0.
Next pitch coming, that one outside, but would not be swung on, be 1-1 now for Nick Barron.
Nick Barron, the freshman, batting .281, got hit on a bouncing throw in the first inning, hit him in the kneecap.
Barron will swing on one, foul tip, move to 1-2 count. That one another contesting fastball by Brenham.
Yeah, Barron barely able to make contact with that one as he swung out of his shoes. And Brenham, again, in control. That's what we've talked about, right? He's really been able to get in control of these batters early on in the count.
As that will be a passed ball by Noah Miller, will allow an advance by Logan DeGroot out to second base and put a runner in scoring position for the Wildcats.
Yeah, looked like that one might have hit off his chest protector or hit off his glove. It was kind of hard to see.
Well, it looked like it moved out a little bit more glove side than he assumed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As Northwestern now the runner in scoring position here.
Logan DeGroot. Now it's second. A 2-2 count, pitch coming, and that one will sneak in for the 6th strikeout of the night for Shane Brenham. Another one, the third one looking.
Great pitch from Brenham, freezing the batter. We've seen that 3 times today, that curveball just leave the Northwestern Wildcats confused at the plate as Barron stared at the umpire for about 5 seconds and then walked back to the dugout. Great at bat from Brenham. Great pitching sequence all game long as Northwestern's first base runner of the night is short-lived.
Brenham making pretty quick work again of another lineup, only allowing 1 on base, only a single. But it's been really excellent from him so far. Got himself through 2 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts on only 36 total pitches.
Yeah, very efficient. We kind of have the opposite if we were looking at Matt Kauser and Northwestern. He looks to have a more efficient inning as Northwestern defense looks to clean it up a bit. Michigan able to really load up those runs. 5 runs in the first inning.
Michigan gonna go right back to their leadoff spot here, Colby Turner, as they got all the way from 1 through 9 out in the first inning.
Yeah, Colby Turner, he had that ball smoked to shortstop in the first inning. Hard hit ball, able to get on base and then stealing second, and that kind of kicked off the rally for the Michigan Wolverines, kicked off the offense there as he looks to do the same in the second inning.
And a hit here would boost his average up to 400, now sitting at 399 after that single.
And if you're Kauser here, you really need to focus on getting ahead of batters early on. We saw a lot of pitches that weren't very competitive, not close to the zone, low and away, high and outside that the Wolverines really weren't biting on. So if you're Kauser here, you need to establish the strike zone. You need to limit the base runners because we've seen if Michigan gets base runners and they put the ball in play, they can be very effective. We saw a sacrifice bunt to advance runners and a sac fly last inning.
Yeah, working well with those low outs, getting a lot of runners into scoring position early, as first one will be a little bit of a check there by Turner, will be fouled off wide right. Now 0-1 count. Turner will swinging a foul tip there.
Yeah, it looked like Slater missed that one, hit off his chest protectors.
Thought that might have just nipped off of Turner's bat, but could have also just been missed off the chest plate. Now 0-2 count for Turner, as he'll send that one high up into left center field there. will be eventually called for by Lausch after a bit of a discussion there out in the shallow left center.
Yeah, Kutrek was sneaking in. That was a shallow one to center field. At the last minute, Kutrek kind of fell out of the way, which allowed Lausch to make that catch. You know, that's what you want if you're Kauser, right? That was a quick out, able to get ahead of the batter early, and ultimately led to a pop out here for Northwestern.
The first pitch will be inside against Noah Miller. It's something we saw again from him, is that he was throwing competitive pitches. They were around the strike zone. He was forcing the swing. Second pitch coming. That one be taken for strike one. Now 1-1 count for Noah Miller.
Yeah, great pitch there. And again, you're right. That even that first ball for Kauser, it was right on the inside edge.
Next pitch be swung on by Miller, sent way foul.
Yeah, it looks like Kauser's settling in a bit here. Again, ahead of his second batter of the inning.
Miller will send a chopper out to third to McElpatrick, who will throw down to first out to Barron, and a bit of a roll into first by Miller there. That was a
you don't see that every day.
Approach.
It looked like, I don't know if Noah Miller tripped, but as he was approaching first, he kind of just tumbled and rolled and almost took out Barron's legs there. But
I'll commend the effort for, maybe if you were on the way down, decided you really wanted to try and beat out that throw, but not something I think I'd want to see a ton, as Braden Jeffries will swing on and miss for strike one.
Yeah, Northwestern here having a more efficient inning than they did in the first, able to get 2 quick outs.
Their ball swung on by Jeffries, this time fouling it off. Now 0-2. Another 0-2 count here for Kauser. I don't know if he ever saw 0-2 in the first inning.
Yeah, you might be right. Michigan really was ahead of most of the at-bats, and Kauser never really looked comfortable. Now finally starting to get in his groove.
As he'll send that one pretty well between the first and second baseman there to get down into right field and get off for a single.
Yeah, Braden Jeffries, great piece of hitting there. 0-2 in the count, able to put the ball in play and get on base. If you're Kauser, you're probably pretty frustrated right now.
You're trying to get yourself a 1-2-3 inning, keep your pitch count down, get yourself into the third, but Braden Jeffries going to stop you there, going to have you go and see Cade Ladehoff now. Ladehoff, the lefty, saw the auto walk. Will take first pitch for strike one.
Yeah, Jeffries bouncing around over at first, trying to get into Kauser's head. Will be interesting to see if he takes off. Pretty big lead down there. Doesn't look like Kauser's even looking at first, and he throws back.
Yeah. Little pop off there to try and get the pick off, but nothing there. Still 0-1 now for Ladehoff. So swing on that one will go out to the shortstop Kucherok, who will get the easy put out over at second, and that will end the top of the second inning here. Wolverines will not score any here.
Yeah.
Or the bottom of the second inning.
If you're Northwestern, that inning a lot more efficient than the first. Obviously giving up that 2-out hit there, but not allowing Michigan to get anything going here, as Brennan will come back and look to continue this dominant performance he's put on through 2.
Brenham, 6 strikeouts. He's talked about it. 7's his career and season high in an appearance, so already sneaking up on that only into the third inning.
Yeah, and he's been super efficient with it, Gave up his first hit in that last inning, but looks very comfortable, is getting ahead of batters early. Great sequencing with the fastball and the curve there. Really going for that outside edge, trying to paint the corners with a lot of his pitches. Doing a great job so far here today.
Brenham, Maybe not a great warm-up pitch there, that one low.
If you're Northwestern, you know, obviously a better inning from Kauser there is he got out of it quickly. But the bats for Northwestern have to turn up a little bit.
Yeah, been just complacent in letting those breaking balls get into the zone or just missing well. Can't see the fastball very well either. It's just been a vision problem all around for the Northwestern bats so far. Haven't made it all the way through the lineup just yet. They've still got, I believe, two more going into the end of the lineup here. Jay Slater and Jake Yang have yet to make their first at-bats.
Yeah, it does look like at times Northwestern's kind of guessing up there on the dish as those curveballs have snuck by, and then they've also been pretty late on some fastballs.
As first pitch will be taken by Slater. That one a pretty well placed little top and outside of the strike zone there. Move it to an 0-1 count. Next pitch, that one inside would be check for a second and then pull back easy by Slater to take ball one.
Yeah, Brenham again. We've seen trying to paint the edges there as that one just misses inside, but
he's really lived around the edge today. I mean, that's how you're going to catch so many guys looking. But we've seen a lot as him going out to that far outside area just as he does there for ball two. The lefty Brenham moving that ball arm side heavy.
Yeah, Brenham really going outside, inside. Occasionally he'll sneak in the high fastball.
As that one will be inside now, operating outside, inside, outside. Or inside, outside, inside. Now 3-1 count here for Brenham up against Jay Slater. And that one will be taken just on the outskirts of the zone there. Now 3-2. Looked like Slater was pretty sure that one was going to be outside.
Yeah, Slater started his walk to first base. Got called a strike. Just got the outside edge of the zone there.
Now a full count. That one will end up hitting Slater, go behind him.
Yeah, Brenham low and inside on that one. Looks like it kind of just got away from him. Was not close to the zone. Northwestern start the inning with the base runner. Another guy banged up. Northwestern is taking some shots here today. It's only the third inning. And
well, I mean, Jay Slater was the guy who already got hit.
Right. That's exactly right.
Can't catch a break.
Yeah. Tough day for Slater's. He's being looked at right now. It looks like he got hit in the ankle area, just on the foot.
Probably just checking in. You get hit twice in a day. Make sure you got the mobility from the earlier groin injury, I think, is what they might be more focusing on.
Yeah, that's right here.
Trying to work on his flexibility there, see if he's still good to run. Maybe get in a pinch runner if they need to.
Yeah, Brenham able to work that count full there as he was behind for a bit.
Yeah, 3-1 start there, working behind, not what he wants to be doing. But he's had great stuff today, honestly, working those breaking balls into the outside of the strike zone. It's been fooling guys with the fastball. Guys have been sitting on those breaking balls and then not being able to catch up to the fastball. It's been all around a great start for him.
Yeah, 100%. Looking very comfortable out there. And, you know, a little brisker weather here today. And if you're a pitcher, it's not always easy to grip the ball on those colder days when it's not as warm. Dry hands, the ball's a little drier. You don't have that sweat or moist grip that you might be used to. So despite that, he's been great here today. As it looks like Slater's okay, as the trainers are walking back to the dugout and should be good to get started here.
We'll now bring up the last batter in the lineup for the Wildcats, Jake Yang. So that first ball will be fouled off, moved to strike one.
Yeah, Jake Yang, the freshman, batting .231 on the year. looking to build off of that base runner for Northwestern. Nobody out. Runner on first here.
Yang will see that one well high and away again. Against these righty bats, it's been pretty common to see out of the hand of Brenham is that well away.
Northwestern's dugout. Everyone on the top step there trying to rally their team down 5-0.
The off speed there, a bit high. Now a 2-1 count against Jake Yang. The timeout called there, a visit to the mound to discuss with Shane Brenham by the Wolverine side.
Yeah, again, Brenham's had a great day so far. A little shakier here, but again, still competitive at bats. He's just fallen behind 2 batters in a row. I think if you're Michigan, just give your freshman a chance to catch his breath, regroup here as the infield talk it out. As Northwestern has a runner on first, nobody out, 2-1 count here. But if you're Brenham, despite this base runner, it's really been a great performance so far. It's been very efficient. He's pounded the strike zone. He's looked comfortable out there. I think Wolverine's just trying to give him a second to regroup, catch his breath as he looks to climb back into this at-bat.
Yeah, you had that great start for those first 2, and then you come into this getting behind in counts. You're throwing pretty non-competitive balls now. Just get him settled in, try and get him to work more into the strike zone there, maybe get him to contest on that fastball. As that one will be caught on the outside edge of the strike zone, now moved to a 2-2 count there. That's exactly what you want to see coming in. Is he doesn't even swing on it. It's in the zone, doesn't swing, fools him there.
Yeah, Brenham's really been targeting that outside edge, and he gets it on that one. We saw a few balls get by the catcher, get out of the zone as he's able to come back and pound that outside edge.
Be a 2-2 count after a foul ball by Yang, as there's a bit of a breeze picking up outside. It was a bit of gusts of wind going through, moving out towards the home plate here, as that one will be a pretty shallow ball out into the right field there, all things considered, right into the wide outside, and will not be able to be hauled in by Josh Campbell, as he'll let it drop and will advance runners to first and second for the Wildcats. I apologize.
Yeah, a little bloop single there into right field. Campbell had a good jump on it, but unable to come down with that one. Advances the runner. Runners at first and second. Nobody out for Northwestern as they got a little something brewing here in the 3rd inning.
It was lucky it was a little inconclusive there as Jay Slater advances only to second instead of trying to turn for third. As see Owen McElpatrick show bunt.
Yeah, he showed bunt there. Close call, but umpire said he didn't go around, so ball 1. So we'll see if he looks to bunt and advance the runners here.
The 1-0 count will take second pitch for ball 2. That one tried to catch that curve on the outside edge like he's been so good at doing all day, but just couldn't do it.
Yeah, that one just missed there. Just a bit low. Brenham looking to...
That one swung on, hit well by McElpatrick, but will go just foul.
Yeah, that one was ripped to left field. Just foul. Hits off the wall out there and left. Northwestern looking more comfortable now as
the bats are waking up here, going into the bottom of the lineup and moving back up into the first spot here.
Yeah, bats are certainly waking up. Brenham trying to get out of this one. Hasn't had much difficulty throughout this game. This is kind of the first speed bump that he's faced as Northwestern runners in first and second here.
2-1 pitch coming. This one will swung on by McElpatrick. Will go foul again. Now 2-2.
Yeah, a little chopper down the third base line. 2-2 here. Brenham's had a lot of success so far on 2 strikes on batters, especially 2-2 count. He's kind of leaned into that curveball. He's freezed a few batters. But he's also got them with the fastball. We'll see where he goes here. As umpire's calling time.
Time called. It's like coming from the Northwestern dugout, change of some kind maybe.
Yeah, third base coach talking to the dugout. Maybe about a pinch runner here for Slater at second. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
There will be. It looks like Slater finally decided to not stay in with that groin injury that he's had coming off of that ball that he let hit him. And we'll see coming in for the Wildcats, Shane Hofstadler, the catcher and first baseman. He's averaging like 211 on the season, so it could be a bit of a bump whenever you go in to try and go and get the bats going, as that will be a ball sent out into left field. Get down for a RBI single for McElpatrick.
Yeah, Northwestern finally able to get something on the board here, as he had one ripped to left earlier on, but that was foul. That one able to drop in for a base hit, and pinch runner for Northwestern scores. And just like that, again, runners first and second for Northwestern, still nobody out.
Yeah, that one just great piece of hitting again, like we've seen out of Northwestern on this second inning, is that they're finding it well. They're finding the spots they need to drop the ball, and the ball is avoiding the outfielders pretty well and getting guys in for these singles in the outfield. Looks like they're gearing up to start some bullpen action for the Wolverines, but nobody really up yet, as pitch coming will be taken for strike 2 now, an 0-2 count on Ryan Kutrak.
Yeah, Kutrak 0 for 1 today. This is a spot for Northwestern that they could really get something going here. Already 1 run in.
It'll be swung on and missed. That one chased wide. That'll be another strikeout, number 7 for Shane Brenham. Will tie the season and career high.
Yeah, that was a great at-bat for Brenham. Coming back, getting the strikeout after giving up that RBI single. Able to get the first out here.
The first ball taken for ball 1 by Jack Lausch. Lausch, the lefty facing lefty Shane Brenham. That one, curveball, be swung on and missed by Lausch.
Yeah, Lausch also 0 for 1. One of those strikeout victims early on, as he just whiffed on that curve. Talking to the third base coach right now, as Brenham typically leans on the fastball earlier on in the counts. Kind of looked like he caught Lausch by surprise there, mixing in the curve.
Let's see Lausch get ready to take up the batter's box again. One pitch coming. That one similar pitch again, but that one outside and taken. Will be 2-1 now for Jack Lausch.
Yeah, that one just missed. Really good curveball, trying to hit the inside edge of the plate there. Unable to get the call, but another great pitch from Brenham.
Be a bit of a changeup or fastball, but fouled off by Lausch. Move it to 2-2.
Yeah, Brenham, again, he's after that rough start to the inning, he's really come back, and since the mound visit, he's looked a lot more comfortable. I think that helped kind of just relax the freshman a bit.
So that'll be another fouled off pitch by Lausch.
Yeah, Lausch early on that curveball there. Fouls it up the first base line. Brenham really controlling this at bat, similar to the last one. Again, 1 out here. Runners at on first and second. Northwestern already scored 1 in this inning so far. Looking to add some more to that.
2-2 pitch coming. That one struck well by Lausch out into center field. Will be hauled in by Greg Pace. Pace will throw out to Culbertson. Nobody tagging to advance on the base paths here for the Wildcats. We'll move it to 2 outs now.
Yeah, that Brenham looked very comfortable in that at-bat, able to get the fly out to center. Now 2 outs here, trying to limit the damage to just 1 run. If you're Northwestern, you know, you got to take advantage of these opportunities. Again, runners on first and second here, 2 gone in the 3rd inning.
Noah Reese now up to bat will take the first pitch outside for ball 1. I'm a bit of a slider there. Next pitch will be caught just inside of the strike zone. Now 1-1.
Yeah, great curveball. Just froze the batter there. Ruiz kind of stepped outside. It was just inside, but it hit the strike zone. Great pitch.
Next pitch will be swung on and hit into the infield. Will be taken up easily by the second baseman. Second baseman Colby Turner will turn it over to first for the force out and will end the inning for the Wildcats. They come away with 1 run there after getting a couple on base, so Brenham did a decent job in trying to keep the damage low whenever they ended up struggling there with a couple guys on base, but saw some struggling in terms of getting into the zone early with the ball. Could be something they'll want to work on and look at whenever they're going into the next few innings.
Yeah, Brenham, again, has had a great day so far. Ran into a little bit of turbulence there, but able to dial in, get those 3 outs. Got the strikeout, the fly out, and then that little grounder to second base to end the inning. If you're Northwestern, that kind of felt like a missed opportunity there. You know, they had Brenham on the ropes for a second, only able to get 1 run there, as Michigan still in control, very much in control of this game. Kauser coming back on the mound for Northwestern again. Looked a lot more comfortable in that last inning. Struggled in the first, giving up those 5 runs. Michigan looking to add to the damage here.
Yeah, we talked about a Kauser. It's been a different story the first 2 innings there. First one, heavily struggled finding the zone, heavily struggled getting guys out. The second one was pretty easy for him to go through. I mean, only had, I believe, 1 reach.
Yeah, he looked a lot more comfortable. He got ahead of batters early and was able to walk away with a clean inning.
Up to bat now for the Wolverines will be Brendan Stressler, the left fielder. It'll be check swing there, but doesn't matter. Ball will find its way into the strike zone there. Will be 0-1 count.
Yeah, great first pitch curve there for Kauser.
Next ball will be fouled off into the dirt by Stressler, now 0-2.
Again, Kauser getting ahead of batters early. 2 quick strikes on Stressler here as he looks to climb back into this at-bat.
This ball will be outside against the lefty Stressler, now 1-2. Again, that slower curve is going through instead of any contested fastballs, and there's the fastball, or I'm sorry, be a bit of a slider there. Will catch Stressler off swinging, will be a strikeout for him, and up to bat now will be Park Jun-sung, or Jun-sung Park.
Yeah, that was a great pitch there from Kauser. Kind of snuck it in the outside edge. Before that pitch, he had a kind of uncompetitive fastball that missed the zone, but then hit that same edge there with the slider. Got the swing and a miss. Bring up Park here.
He'll take ball 1 for a strike. Park got the double that scored 2 in the first inning. Reached the second base on an error, but was a big spark in that first inning that was great for the Wolverines, scoring 5. So he'll take the next pitch for ball 1, now 1-1 count. Next one will catch in the outside part of the zone, now 1-2.
Yeah, Kauser getting that outside edge call. Park didn't seem to like that one. Obviously, the first outside one was a bit out of the zone.
And he'll swing there and will go down quick swinging. Now 2 strikeouts here for Matt Kauser.
Yeah, Kauser really trying to paint the edges on the outside. You know, the first pitch in that at-bat looked a bit outside, got called a strike. Then he went back and got the same call, and then that curveball hit the outside edge, swing and a miss from Park. Didn't look like he was expecting it. Bring up Greg Pace here.
Greg Pace will see ball 1 go by. That one not happy from the Northwestern side there, 1 to strike.
Yeah, that one just missed lower half of the plate.
Next pitch coming. Same area. Check and see if he swung. We'll say he did. Now a 1-1 count. And same area again there. Working that low outside area there, Matt Kauser is. A 2-1 pitch coming. This one swung on, missed high by Greg Pace.
Yeah, Kauser again really going for that outside edge on right-handed batters here. As he looks to walk away with another clean inning.
Count even at 2. Pitch coming will be a little check foul by Greg Pace. Now remains 2-2.
Yeah, just fouled out. It looked like it just got the very bottom of the bat there as he kind of awkwardly checked his swing.
As that one will sneak in on the inside part of the zone for strike 3, and that'll be 3 consecutive strikeouts on the 3rd inning for Matt Kauser.
Yeah, Kauser completely froze Greg Pace there. Great curveball, inside edge. You know, when it came out of his hand, it looked like it would be a ball, but just able to curve back in there for a strike 3. And Kauser's looked a lot more efficient. Obviously, that first inning, he struggled, unable to get ahead of batters, but, you know, it looks like he's cruising now as Northwestern looks to do more damage as we enter the top of the 4th.
The one question going in for Matt Kauser is going to be, how long is he going to be able to keep this up? Is sitting now at 60 total pitches, so not bad at all. Gonna have to work through the deficit that he put himself in there from that first inning that went pretty long for him. It's only walked 2 so far on the 16 batters faced, so not as bad as you would see out of him usually, but there's going to be a point where maybe he can't keep going with this kind of pace, with this kind of stuff, and then gonna have to slow it down a bit. And are you going to have to pull him there? Are you going to be able to keep him in?
Right. You know, after that first inning, I think we were all thinking, how much longer can he go? But he really cleaned it up in those last 2 innings, and it is actually kind of remarkable that he's only at 60 pitches, considering how inefficient the first inning was. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much longer he can go. How long can he sustain these clean innings? As Brenham has been great all day today. Last inning, first kind of adversity that he's faced, allowing that 1 run. But despite that, he's looked great, really in control, confident with his stuff. Curveball, fastballs look good. He's he's been able to freeze batters with the curve and then come back with that fastball as he'll face Jackson Freeman here.
Jackson Freeman will take pitch one for a ball outside.
Freeman 0 for 1, another strikeout victim for Northwestern.
He'll foul off the next one, go into the dugout for the Wolverines. End up catching somebody on the back after hitting off the net.
Yeah, Freeman a little late on that one. Just able to get a piece of it there as Brenham looks to get ahead here.
Count even at 1, pitch coming, that one outside again. Looks like Brenham maybe trying to work outside for all these guys. Anybody coming up, I mean, you get a right-handed, you're going outside to the other side here, but that time it works out for him. That ball will be chased now 2-2.
Yeah, great pitch from Brenham there. Little fastball on the outside edge, gets the swing and the miss.
Count even at 2, pitch coming will be taken on the top part of the inside zone for strike 3, and another one looking by Brenham. And that will take now the lead for strikeouts in the season on an appearance for Brenham.
Yeah, Brenham, we've talked about this. He's really been going outside inside. That's hard to do. Obviously, if you're a pitcher, the name of the game is being able to paint the edges, and he's done just that. First 2 fastballs in that at-bat were outside, and then he came back with that inside fastball to get the strikeout.
Still send the first pitch down to Logan DeGroot. Will be taken for strike 1. Now move to an 0-1 count, getting ahead here. That one well inside. Now 1-1. Next pitch coming will be swung on by DeGroot. Will
fair
be
ball.
Called fair. That one just on the line. Really right in the corner there will be a double for DeGroot. And a bit of a fumble going out from left field into third base. So DeGroot looked like he checked in to see if he might go, but will stay at second. So a double for Logan DeGroot there. A really great placed ball down the line.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. That's DeGroot's second hit of the day. Had that single earlier on to get the hitting started for Northwestern. Has this double down the left field line, able to sneak into second. Is here with 1 away in the 4th. Northwestern trying to get something going, get some more runs, come back from this big deficit.
As Nick Barrow now up to bat for the Wildcats will take ball 1. Barron, one of the strikeout victims previously of Shane Brenham, was caught looking. So he'll take strike 1 now over near the outside edge. Now 1-1.
Yeah, if you're Brenham after giving up that double.
As that ball will be hit out into center field. Will be hauled in by Greg Pace, who will make the throw out to third. No advancing by DeGroot.
Yeah, it was a hard hit ball, but right to the center fielder there to get the second out. So I was about to say, if you're Brenham after giving up that double, it'll be interesting to see how he responds. And so far, he's looked good at competitive pitches there to get the second out.
Yeah, getting the 2 outs here is big. As we'll see the first plate appearance by Shane Hofstadler now came in to replace the catcher Jay Slater after a bit of an injury to the leg area after taking a ball out to below the belt. Now going to take first pitch for ball 1, now 1-0. Slater only batting, or Hofstadler only batting .211 on the season. Doesn't have a ton of at bats. As that second one will also go outside of the zone, now 2-0.
Yeah, you said it. .211 on the year. But again, in this position with runner on second, down 5-1, Northwestern really leaning on their backup catcher here to get them something as that one sneaks in for a strike.
and a 2-1 count. Hofstadler only making his 13th appearance on the season so far. Has 7 starts, but only 12 previous appearances.
Yeah, and if you're Brenham, that pitch count is sneaking up there.
As that won't be grounded out to Culbertson. It's short, and he'll make the throw out to first base to get the put out and end the inning for the Wolverines. They'll stay scoreless there from Northwestern there, as they'll keep the score at 1-5 with the Wolverine lead.
Yeah, Brenham at 80 pitches so far, 8 Ks, which we've mentioned is his career high now. Prior to that, this season for starts, it was, I believe, 6?
It was 7.
7, yeah. So he's beaten that, but at 80 pitches here as he gets out of the 4th inning, it'll be interesting to see how much longer he goes.
He's been able to get up to the 98, 100 pitch range. In the last 2, he's stuck around the high 90s, so you'll definitely see him out in the 5th, but past that, it could be a bit of a toss-up to see how well he's doing.
Right. As we've mentioned, he was very efficient in the first few innings. Continued that, but just has allowed a few hits here and there, and we'll see how much longer he goes. Should be back most definitely in the next inning, but then, as you mentioned, from there will be a toss-up as Michigan looks to get their bats going again. Obviously had that explosive first inning. Haven't seen much success since then, as Kauser's been pretty dominant on the mound.
Well, that's something you'd like to have. If you're going cold, you'd rather have the lead at the start of the game than have to work your way back at the end.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if you're the Wolverines, you have to be feeling pretty good right now. Obviously, they know they can hit Kauser. They've seen him a few times as Josh Campbell 1-for-1 already on the day.
Yeah, Josh Campbell had that little bloopers single turn double out into right field earlier. As he'll take the first pitch inside in the strike zone for strike 1, now 0-1 count. Next pitch will be swung on, sent out to McElpatrick at third, who will make the throw out to first base for the force out. The first out of the inning so far for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Kauser operating a lot quicker, I'd say, between pitches. In the first inning, he was taking his time more, but it seems since he's gotten into a groove, he likes to go a little faster. You know, he throws the pitch, gets it back from the catcher, and he's already ready to go. As we've noticed here, he's ready to go before the batter's even in the box, and it looks like he likes to operate at a faster pace, and that's been pretty effective for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see it just there. That first pitch out to Drew Culbertson will be taken for strike 1. I mean, right as he's ready in the box, immediately that windup is started.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Next pitch now coming will be swung on by Culbertson and missed. Now an 0-2.
Yeah, Kauser looks a lot more comfortable out there. He's kind of messing with the batter's timing. He either goes really quickly after receiving the ball or kind of waits for 5 seconds on the mound before pitching.
That'd be swung on, misdropped, but easy tag to be picked up by the backup catcher, Hofstadler.
Yeah, Kauser, another K there. He's looking pretty comfortable here as Colby Turner will come up to bat here, top the lineup for Michigan. Colby Turner, 1 for 2 so far here today.
Yeah, he had that leadoff single in the first. Flew out to center field in the second, but now making his 3rd appearance in only the 4th inning. So he'll take first pitch for ball 1. This pitch will be swung on and missed low. Now 1-1 count for Colby Turner.
The sun just starting to creep in here as it's been a pretty cloudy day. I don't know if it'll ever break through, but
next one missed high by Colby Turner, now 1-2. not seen it well here. Yeah, it's came into it a bit of light showers, very light showers coming into the game before first pitch. It was a bit of a wind going, but overall it's been a chilly, if anything, but pretty all right day.
Yeah, clear skies, a little bit of rain in the morning, but overall pretty good weather here as Colby Turner trying to get something going for the Wolverines, whose bats have been pretty silent as of late.
As Turner will chase that one low to foul it off wide.
Yeah, good foul tip there, able to get his hands out there quickly, keep the at-bat going.
Turner will swing one. That one will be well high and well foul out to right side over onto the roof of the shaded section of the audience over here.
Colby Turner staying alive in this at-bat. Cows are trying to put it away and get another clean, efficient inning for the Northwestern Wildcats.
Be swung on, sent high again. This one will foul again. This one now just into the low part of the bleachers. The fans are getting a couple souvenirs at this at bat.
Yeah, Turner making Cowser work here, fouling off those last few pitches. Anything close, he's going to swing at it and just get a piece to keep that at bat going.
Turner still with a 1-2 count after 2 fouls. Will take that ball high, now move to 2-2.
Yeah, great take. Great at bat from Colby Turner here. Not biting on anything. Staying in the zone.
We saw those 2 misses really early to go down in the count, but he's stayed pretty patient with it now, and he's worked out for him to still take that one low. Now ball 3, move it to a full count.
Yeah, Colby Turner has really led the way offensively for Michigan this season, and we're seeing why here in this at bat. You know, his ability to come back down in counts and make these pitchers work.
Turner will sky that one up in the air. That one will go just into foul territory and will be hauled in by McElpatrick for the 3rd out, and the Wolverines will go scoreless on the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, Cows are able to have another efficient inning for Northwestern as his pitch count, you know, it was pretty high after that first inning. Still, it's only at 64 now, so
it's been a great time to get back into the balance that he had starting at the 2nd inning after a pretty shaky start in the 1st.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're Northwestern again, they're having a hard time capitalizing after these clean innings from their pitcher offensively. They tend to get a few base runners. Obviously, they had that one run from the single, but besides that, haven't seen much success here. As Brenham's been great on the mound for Michigan.
Yeah, Brenham has let up a few runners in the last 2 appearances on the mound here, but gotten a lot of runs scored so far, just the 1. So it's been a bit of bend don't break out of Brenham, but it's moved up his pitch count a bit. We talked about him having but depending on how this inning goes, we'll see if we end up seeing him in the 6th.
Yeah, as Jake Yang is due up for Northwestern here. 1 for 1 with a single in the 3rd inning. As he looks to get something going here for the Wildcats.
Jake Yang had a single out in the 3rd inning. Now making his 2nd at-bat here, his 2nd plate appearance. He'll send that one out into left field through the gap between 3rd and 2nd for another single. First pitch he sees.
Yeah, good piece of hitting from Jake Yang right between the shortstop and 3rd baseman for Michigan. That ball was smoked as Neither the third baseman or the shortstop had an opportunity to make a play on the ball there as Northwestern, first batter here in the fifth, able to get on base. Again, hopefully for them, they're trying to get something going here. They're trying to get Brenham out of this game, who's been so dominant.
The Northwestern batting order now reset. Be McElpatrick, who will take strike one with a runner on first here.
Yeah, good pitch from Brenham here is attacking with the first pitch strike.
Next pitch will be swung on, sent foul by McElpatrick.
Yeah, great curveball. Kind of rolled over there as the batter unable to get a solid piece on that one. Down 0-2 now as Brenham looks to put him away for the first out.
There's now real action in the bullpen for the Wolverines. You see a lefty and a righty ready. It'll be sent high in foul territory by McElpatrick. Will go over the fence. So no play to be made there by first baseman Ladehoff.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Two relievers warming up for the Wolverines. Brenham hovering between 80 and 90 pitches right now. It'll be interesting to see how much longer he stays out there.
This pitch will be taken low for ball one by McElpatrick. Now 1-2 count. Or a 2-2, I apologize. Bit of a slow pickoff attempt there over to first to check on Jake Yang.
Yeah, Jake Yang, a pretty sizable lead there, although it doesn't look like he's planning on taking off.
Next pitch will be swung on, be fouled off by McElpatrick to avoid the strikeout there. Count remains 2-2 with a runner on first, no outs. Brenham tries to send a curveball out into that outside zone. Will be swung on by McElpatrick, will be popped out into around the middle of center field, hauled in by Greg Pace for the out. Will remain Jake Yang at first with McElpatrick out for the first out of this top of the fifth inning.
Yeah, if you're Brenham, that's exactly what you wanted there. Obviously gave up that single, comes back with a pretty competitive at-bat there, gets ahead early, and then just that curveball. Northwestern hitters have really struggled, unable to make solid contact as that one has just popped up to shallow center field.
Well, they're either just not swinging at it at all, or it's that pop-up there. I mean, it's been really difficult for them to try and make a play on that one.
Yeah, definitely. They've struggled with the off-speed here today.
The shortstop Ryan Kucherek now up to bat will miss the first pitch he sees high, move to an 0-1 count.
Yeah, again, that curveball there doesn't look like they're ready for it. Again, it's been so effective for Brenham as he utilizes it right there to get ahead of the batter.
Next pitch coming will be sent into fair territory for a second, but then will roll foul. Now 0-2 for Ryan Kucherek. Kucherek with one out ahead of him, one runner on first, trailing 1-5 against the Wolverines.
Yeah, Kucherek already 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts, and down 0-2 here in the count.
Kucherek 2 strikeouts today, 1 looking, 1 swinging. As he'll wait out that ball as it goes high and away.
Yeah, good job from Noah Miller getting that ball as it almost got by him there, which would advance the runner, but able to snag it.
Noah Miller pretty athletic on the squat there from the catcher. He's had a couple that have gone around high, forced him to try and get up there, and he's made the play most of the time. So that one will be fouled off by Kucherek. Count will remain 1-2. As there it is again, that curveball will be caught into the outside zone. The strike zone will be another one looking. It'll be Kucherek's second looking. I believe the 5th on the day looking by Brenham.
Yeah, Kucherek striking out for the 3rd time here today. Really great to see from Brenham. You know, despite giving up that single to start the inning, he's just come back here with really confident pitches. 2 down here as he looks to finish off.
It'll be Jack Lausch up to bat now for the Wildcats. Sitting on a 288 average, the lefty will foul off the first pitch he sees. Now 0-1.
Yeah, as for Brenham, he's had a great afternoon here today. Striking out 9. This could be his last inning here as he is approaching 100 pitches. So we suspect that we'll see Michigan's bullpen the following inning. But again, a great outing from the freshman. Love to see it as he's been absolutely dominant, only giving up 1 run today.
Yeah, Brenham now at 93. As he'll send 2 straight balls outside, 1 low. Now a 2-1 count for Jack Lausch. This one will be taken high, now 3-1. Lausch will see the fastball go and will swing on it. Will be sent well foul.
Yeah, Jake Yang there running on that one. 3-2 count, 2 outs.
Now full count, pitch coming from Brenham. Be swung on, sent high out into right field. Be hauled in easily by Josh Campbell. Will end the inning. And again, we see a runner get on base there, but no runs scored by the Wildcats there. It will remain 1-5 going into the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, another clean inning for the Wolverines. Really, Northwestern has struggled at the plate. They've struggled to get something going. They've had, brief success at some points of the game, able to periodically get on base, but from there, they've really had a hard time getting a rally going. Obviously, a 5-1 deficit is pretty significant, and if you're facing a Wolverines pitcher in Brenham who's been so dominant, it only makes it more challenging as we look at the flip side of everything for Northwestern. Despite that first inning, Kauser has really settled into things here, and Michigan's offense has kind of been dormant since then. Again, this is an offense that has been pretty explosive all season long. Kauser has settled in. He's getting ahead of batters early on. He looks more comfortable. He is mixing up the pace at which he's pitching, which has been effective. Again, speeding it up for some batters and then slowing it down, almost like Nestor Cortez or some of those other MLB pitchers do, always trying to mess up batters' timing. As we'll see if he's able to continue with that momentum here in the 5th inning, bottom half of the 5th.
Yeah, Michigan, outside of that first inning where they went all the way through the lineup, has only had 1 reach with a single out of Braden Jeffries. Just after that, seen a fielder's choice coming in, 3 strikeouts over in the 3rd, say a strikeout and then a fly out foul territory and a ground out in the 4th. So now trying to get some men on base here, trying to get some base runners, see if they can clog up those runs. They have a couple guys that if they get on could be a bit pesky there, some guys that have a base stealing ability. Up to bat now will be Noah Miller, not really one of those guys, but will take the first pitch he sees for ball 1.
Yeah, Noah Miller, 304 on the year, 0 for 1 today.
Next pitch coming, that one will catch on the outside part of the zone. Now a 1-1, little slider there. Next pitch coming will be sent out into right center by Miller. Will be taken in by Jackson Freeman. That'll be the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning for the Wolverines.
Yeah, another efficient at bat for Kauser there. Able to get the first out pretty quickly. Not needing a lot of pitches. He's at 73 pitches right now, which, in perspective, given the first inning and the amount of pitches he had to throw, isn't too shabby.
Got through 30 in just the first inning, as the first ball seen by Braden Jeffries will be grounded straight to the first baseman. First baseman for the Wildcats, Nick Barron, will go unassisted to get the force out himself. So quick 2 outs now. Wolverines now going to have Cade Ladehoff up.
Yeah, very quick inning for Kauser as he's continuing to be as efficient as he's been.
Ladehoff will watch the first ball go through for a strike over in the top part of the zone. Oh, 1 pitch coming. Will be sent low and in the dirt. Check the swing. Say he didn't go. Now 1-1.
So it doesn't appear that there's any movement for Northwestern in terms of their bullpen, as Kauser is cruising right now despite a 5-1 deficit.
Next ball fouled off by Ladehoff will move us to 1-2. This one taken high now, 2-2.
Yeah, Ladehoff able to climb back into this at bat. Good take there as Kauser tried to get him to bite on that high fastball. Ladehoff laid off there.
Next one, this one low. And a couple ones that have been a bit far from the zone, as we saw him struggle with in the first inning there from Matt Kauser, as we're now to full count. Ladehoff will pop that one up. Will move towards the Michigan dugout. Will go too far, go out into the stands, so no play to be made. Will remain at full count, 3-2.
Yeah, great at bat from Ladehoff here. Not biting on those low breaking balls or high fastballs, and able to foul that one off there. Stay alive, and if you're Kauser, you want to just finish off this really clean inning.
And that one will be high. Will make it the 3rd walk of the day by Matt Kauser, and the 2nd of the day for Cade Ladehoff.
Yeah, great at bat from Ladehoff there. You know, if you're a pitcher, you never want to give up a 2-out walk. Michigan finally able to get something going on the base path. Like we've said, haven't had much action there since the first inning, as Brendan Stressler, 0 for 1, will come up to bat here.
The lefty Stressler had the sac fly in the first inning, as he'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Kauser probably pretty frustrated with that walk. See if he can settle in and finish up the inning here for Northwestern.
Another one inside taken by Stressler. This one a bit further out too.
Yeah, having a bit of difficulty getting ahead of batters. It looks like there's a little movement in the Northwestern bullpen.
2-0 count, pitch coming. This one will catch a zone, move it to 2-1.
Yeah, Michigan fans not loving that one, as it was a little low and inside, but just caught the edge of the plate there.
Another one low. This one trying to catch Cade Ladehoff a bit off the first base there on the throw.
Yeah,
Coming off the hand
Hofslander.
of Hofstadler. Hofstadler can't make it, but gonna keep Ladehoff on his toes now coming up.
Yeah, that was a good heads-up play from Hofstadler. Almost had him. Pretty close play as Ladehoff with a pretty decently big lead there at first.
3-1. Pitch coming will be struck out into left center, where it will not be caught. It's like left fielder DeGroot just didn't read it well at all, ended up below the glove, and that one will get down for a triple.
Yeah, DeGroot didn't look like he really ever located the ball there. As he kept backing up and then kind of stumbled near the warning track. You know, as an outfielder, you're supposed to catch the ball at its highest point there. But for DeGroot, he kind of let the ball sink in a little, tried to catch it at his hips, and it bounced off his glove. Again, outfielders always taught, catch the ball at the highest point. And DeGroot lets that one fall in. Is Michigan able to capitalize on that error, extend the lead, but also keep the inning going, as Cowser, prior to the walk, was a strike away from walking away with another clean, efficient inning. But
yeah, we'll add on to the fielding woes from Northwestern so far today. It'll be their second error of the day, as well as the third or fourth time you've watched them and you think maybe you don't make that play like that. And, you know, talking about out in left field, you're supposed to catch the ball. Said catch the ball high. I think you really could have just cut it off. You're supposed to catch the ball.
That's exactly right. And, you know, if you're Northwestern, being down 5-1, those are the types of mistakes you can't make, right? Cowser is really settled in, but, you know, when your defense can't make those types of plays as a pitcher, that can be really frustrating.
Well, coming off now a bit of a mound visit there. Cowser will send first pitch low, will bounce off the plate of Hofstadler and get in front of him instead of behind him, so nobody moving on the base paths for the Wolverines. Only one base runner, Brendan Strussler, out at second after the drop ball in left field by DeGroot. Now a 1-0 count for Jungsun Park. Park will take the second pitch, go out to the outside side of the zone for strike one, now 1-1.
Yeah, another one of those outside pitches from Cowser, able to just get the edge of the plate there.
1-1, that one well away, taken for ball two. Two-one count. So you see the hop coming in by the second baseman Noah Ruiz, trying to stay close enough to second for the possible pickoff attempt and then try and make the hop out closer to between the middle of first and second to be ready to shift to grab the possible ground ball coming off the bat of Park. Next pitch coming will be taken for strike two, moving to a full count by Park. Yeah,
another call that the Michigan fans aren't too happy about, as Cows are able to work this count full.
Pitch coming will be swung on by Park and will get down that one well into left field, gets down early and will go all the way to the corner, where it will be the second double of the night for Jungsun Park, another one for an RBI.
Yeah, Park looking really comfortable at the plate today. Like you said, already a second double. Full count there, just absolutely rips that ball to left field. Great piece of hitting. Drives in another run, and Michigan, foot is on the gas for them. They haven't stopped. You know, we've mentioned they were a little dormant after the first inning, but their offense is very much alive here as they take a 7-1 lead, and Jungsun Park, another great piece of hitting.
As Greg Pace now up to bat with Jungsun Park at second. And we talk about how little we've seen of him, as that first one will be fouled off by Greg Pace before strike one. As he came into today with a batting average of 143. After his third at-bat of the day, he's now up to a 300 average.
Yeah, that really speaks to how few appearances he's had on the season. But, that's exactly what you want to see from your guys who maybe haven't played as much, right? You want to see guys step up to these types of opportunities, and that's exactly what Park has done here today.
So that'll be the second ball fouled off by Greg Pace this at-bat, now 0-2. That ball taken high. Now 1-2.
Yeah, Matt Kauser sitting around 95 pitches right now. This could be the last inning for him.
Kauser will send that one low. He's struggling to find the zone again now. His chance to send another one would be the third at bat this inning to go to a full count. If this next pitch does end up being a ball now, a 2-2 count sent out to Greg Pace, and that one will go wide.
Yeah, Kauser just missing the outside edge there. Works this count as Greg Pace works this count full.
Full count, runner on second. Greg Pace will take ball 4 and move it first and second for runners for the University of Michigan here.
Yeah, Michigan just keeping it going. Again, they've had some really quality at-bats. Greg Pace working that count full, drawing the walk. Bringing up Josh Campbell here is Kauser again. He's been a strike away from getting out of the inning multiple times. He was a strike away. He was a fly ball away, but unable to escape. And this Michigan Wolverines offense continuing to put the pressure on, trying to build off of this already pretty big lead.
This Kauser has now eclipsed the 100 pitch count. Now sitting at 101 as they'll send the first one low for a ball. And imagine he doesn't get past Campbell here, then that's going to be it for him.
Yeah, that's right. Campbell 1 for 2. Had that kind of check swing bloop double earlier today as Cows are getting a mound visit from his catcher here, just letting him regroup.
Campbell with runners in scoring position bats 400, and additionally with 2 outs also 400 on the season. He's a bit of a clutch guy here, if you might say, from these splits.
Yeah, Campbell runners at first and second for him here, and what looked like to be another dormant inning for Michigan turned out to be, a pretty explosive one, all stemming from that dropped fly ball out in left field.
This is, I think, a completely different story coming into this. That ball does get hauled in by DeGroot, but it doesn't, and now look at it here. 7-1, Michigan up. As a ball go by. Now 1-1 count. Next one taken wide by Campbell. Now 1-2 or 2-1.
Yeah, that curveball never really found the zone. Kind of died on the outside edge there. Not a very competitive pitch. Campbell able to lay off there as he is now ahead 2-1.
That one outside again. Into a 3-1 count now, and it's looking really shaky here for Matt Kauser going into after this drop out of left field.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine that this is probably Kauser's last batter, but if you're the reliever coming in, you're coming in with bases loaded. Not an easy task.
As Campbell will send one out into right field where it will just get down or will be sent foul.
It looks like they're ruling it foul. That one was
foul.
close.
That one, another one by Campbell, pretty far on the right field line, just living out there in this little middle of the outfield area. But that one doesn't end up staying fair. Will put him back up to the plate with a full count now, 3-2.
Yeah, that one just missed. It would have probably cleared the bases, bringing in 2 runs.
Yeah, would have most likely been another double for Campbell there, out into that pretty similar spot where you're going to have to get chased down by Freeman, but lucky for him, ends up going foul as that one will be sent out to right field again, this time right to Freeman. He'll get the out, and that will end the inning for the Wolverines, where they score 2 and tack on now to a 7-1 lead going into the 6th.
Yeah, Michigan stepping up here, adding 2 runs, making this deficit even more challenging for the Northwestern Wildcats, as Cowser, again, not a bad inning, but if your defense can't help you and can't make plays, then those runs will add up, as Michigan capitalizing on the error there, as we all assume that Cowser's afternoon is done, as that's what it looks like here in the dugout. For the Michigan Wolverines, got a new pitcher on the mound here as Brenham's.
Will be number 22, Wyatt Novara, the lefty. Novara coming in today with an ERA at 12, a whip at 2. He's only pitched 3 innings so far, but had 2 walks. So it's a pretty low pressure appearance here for Novara. So if you're looking at a guy you want to get some confidence for, I could definitely see this being that.
Yeah, certainly. We've seen it here today. Michigan playing some guys who maybe haven't seen the field a lot this year, as Novara looks to get his momentum back, work his confidence. If you're a pitcher, a lot of it is confidence, and if you have one bad outing, that makes the rest of them a little more daunting. But for Novara, he's working with the 7-1 lead here. The Northwestern bats have been pretty quiet all day long, so he should feel pretty good going into this outing right here.
Again, Novara last year, numbers weren't exactly great either, but a pretty low volume. Again, 21.21 ERA, 3.64 whip, and only 4 2/3 innings. So there's never really been a big volume guy. Will just come in for these low pressure situations, I guess.
There's Noah Ruiz due up for Northwestern. 2 at-bats here today, 0 for 2. It's kind of been the story of the day for Northwestern. Really haven't had much offense and have struggled to get anything going at the plate.
As Noah Ruiz, the righty second baseman, up to the bat now, will take the first pitch for strike 1. I'm going to 91 mile per hour fastball out to the outside edge of the zone. Next pitch coming. Will be swung on and sent foul by Ruiz. This time a little bit late on it.
Yeah, great job from Novara here. Again, getting ahead of batters early. Michigan has done that all day long today. Northwestern, the hitters have always kind of been in a hole at the plate.
That one sent out to the wide side again. Will be swung on and missed by Ruiz. Will be strikeout here to start the 6th inning for the Wolverines.
Yeah, great sequencing there. Went 2 straight fastballs, then outside of the zone, off speed there. Batter was not ready for that. Swung a little early there. Get the strikeout, 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning.
Next pitch coming will be taken inside for ball 1 by Jackson Freeman.
Yeah, Jackson Freeman 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts, batting .271 on the year, but has struggled here today.
Freeman will send that one foul into the dirt. Now 1-1 count here. Freeman will take that one out into the bottom outside edge for strike 2. On another fastball that's been placed pretty well so far by Navarra.
Yeah, great pitch there. Navarra looking very comfortable, painting the outside edges and ahead here 1-2.
Next one coming, and that one will be a slider that sneaks its way in right in the center. And that one will catch Freeman looking. Now 2 strikeouts to start off for Navarra.
Yeah, beautiful pitch there. Freeman completely frozen up at the dish, and his 3rd strikeout on the afternoon. This Michigan pitching has really been dominant all game long, from their starters to their bullpen, as Navarra looks to strike out the side and get a clean inning here.
Navarra will send that one a fastball in, swung on and missed, tailed off at the end, pulled the string on him.
Yeah, 94 miles an hour on that fastball.
Logan DeGroot now with an 0-1 count. Next one will be caught low, another 94. Now, or not caught, would be well low, now 1-1. This one coming will be swung on, sent out into left field, where it will get down for a single for Logan DeGroot.
Yeah, DeGroot able to get something going there. Nice piece of hitting, working it to left field. That pitch right in the middle of the zone there is DeGroot's having himself a day. You know, we've said Northwestern has struggled to get things going. DeGroot 3 for 3 now with that single, so he's been kind of the sole spark for this Northwestern offense.
Now up is Nick Barron, who will send a tapper out, will be hauled in easy by the third baseman Braden Jeffries, send the force out to first. And that will end the inning for the Wolverine fielding. A pretty quick one there, only 11 pitches for Wyatt Navarra.
Yeah, very efficient inning for the Wolverines. You know, again, we talk about Navarra, a guy who hasn't seen the field a lot this season, but he looked really comfortable out there. Fastball looked good, touching 94 miles an hour. And
the movement on all of those I thought really well. The one where he caught, he went up and he caught, I believe it was it was a DeGroot? No, it was Freeman. They caught Freeman looking on that one breaking ball going right into the zone. I mean, that was excellent. And then the fastball and the string that ended up catching Logan DeGroot off for his swing whenever he had his strikeout, or not his strikeout, but a swinging strike. It just looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked very comfortable out there, as we're going to see a new pitcher here for Northwestern out of the bullpen. As Matt Kauser's night, or I should say afternoon, concludes. Dominic DeLoredo.
Dominic DeLoredo for the Wildcats, coming in with a 2 ERA, only 9 innings pitched, so another guy that hasn't really seen the field a ton. He's got 5 walks so far in the 9 innings that he's pitched, 1.78 whip, and recorded a win coming up against UIC, I believe. Had 2 innings pitched against UIC, allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, had a walk, 1 strikeout, and 34 pitches thrown. So another guy that'll maybe go 1 or 2 innings here.
It's Michigan looking again to continue. Their bats this past inning were pretty silent, but again, that error sparked a little offense. They're able to add 2 more runs, and they're going to look to continue that here, as they already have a dominant and controlling 7-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th. But hey, why not add a few more runs? Can't hurt. As due up for the Wolverines, bottom of the lineup, Drew Culbertson. He'll step in, 0 for 2 today.
Drew Culbertson, shortstop, coming in the lowest average for a qualified hitter in the lineup today with 196, and is the lowest today now after the 2 doubles by Jinsung Park.
As just next door to us, the spring game for the University of Michigan football team has just concluded with a exciting score of 7-6.
Oh, that's who was it that came out victorious? Was it maize or blue?
I believe it was blue.
It was blue?
I could be wrong, though, so don't quote me on that. But Michigan baseball team matching the score of our football team. I'm pretty surprised that I'm saying that, but that just speaks to the bats on the
level of offense.
Yeah, yeah.
As after taking a first pitch strike, now a 1-1 count for Drew Culbertson. Culbertson will watch that one go low and inside. Now 2-1.
The Wolverines, 7 runs yesterday in their win over Northwestern. Already 7 here today. Only the bottom of the 6th inning is they've been pretty dominant. Their offense has looked pretty comfortable. The batters have looked good at the plate, quality at bats, and they've just continued to pass the baton to the next hitter as this game has progressed.
Another one inside by De Loreto now moves it to 3-1. Will be swung on and missed low by Drew Culbertson. Now a full count.
Yeah, good pitch from De Loreto to get back into this one as works the count full here.
As Culbertson will send one out into shallow center field, will be taken in easily by Jack Lausch, and that will retire him. Left about would be Colby Turner. Turner had a leadoff single out in the first, but has flown out in the last 2 plate appearances that he's had. Colby takes the first pitch inside.
Yeah, that curve just missed on the inner half of the plate there. Good take from Turner not to get himself jammed.
Next pitch swung on, sent out into left field where it gets just over the head of DeGroot and will not be able to reach for it and will allow Turner to get into second for a double.
Yeah, that ball absolutely ripped to left center field. DeGroot didn't have a great jump on that as it sneaked by him and bounced near the warning track. Great piece of hitting from Colby Turner there as the Michigan bats continue to explode here in this game as they already have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 6th with Noah Miller due up to bat.
Saw Noah Miller got the walk in the first inning, but hasn't appeared on base since. That first one will be well high off the plate. Now 1-0. One will be sent foul out into a window up here in the press box. I believe that was the newspaper, Michigan Daily.
As a crowd of kids flock to the ball trying to get that souvenir.
It's a step off there by De Loreto to go out to second base to check on Colby Turner.
Yeah, Noah Miller here 0 for 2 on the day. Again, 301 on the year. Had a walk earlier in this one. And later scored.
Ball sent out into left center by Noah Miller. Will be hauled in by Jack Lausch now. Nobody advancing. Colby Turner will stay at second. That'll be 2 outs now. As up to bat for the Wolverines will be Braden Jeffries.
Yeah, Braden Jeffries. 1 for 2 on the afternoon here.
And a lefty-lefty matchup here. It's the lefty De Loretto against lefty Jeffries. First pitch will catch on the outside side of the zone. Now 0-1 for Jeffries. Next pitch coming, swung on, chased by Jeffries. Now 0-2.
Yeah, great sequencing from De Loretto. He went back-to-back curveball, same spot, outside edge. The first one, Jeffries didn't swing on. Second one, he went for it, but swing and a miss. Perfect spot there if you're the pitcher, painting the edges.
Next pitch taken just a bit outside.
Yeah, just missed there. De Loretto really pounding that outside corner there. Tried to sneak that one in. Good take from Jeffries.
It's now 1-2 count for Jeffries. De Loretto staying aware of Colby Turner out at second, as that one will be thrown inside. Move it even at 2 apiece.
Yeah, good take from Jeffries. Coming back down 0-2, working the count to 2-2 here. See if De Loretto goes back to the off speed on this one.
De Loretto sends one out near center of the plate. Will be fouled off by Jeffries. Will remain at 2-2.
Just a kind of a hanging curveball there, but Jeffries just got under it, fouled it off.
Next pitch coming, that one outside now with full count.
Jeffries able to work the count full here. Great at bat. Started down 0-2, now worked it full. Looking to keep this inning going for the Wolverines.
Full count. Pitch coming will be shot up into center field by Jeffries. It will be taken in by Jack Lausch. And that will end the 6th inning scoreless now in that 6th. Still 7-1 Michigan leading Northwestern going into the top of the 7th.
Yeah, pretty relatively efficient inning for Northwestern there, as they don't allow any more runs, as Wyatt Navarro will come back out for the Wolverines, continue his work here. Northwestern trying to get something going here in the top of the 7th. Really struggled to get any type of momentum.
Yeah, just whenever you had Shane Brenham out there for Northwestern, it was you'd get a couple guys on base. You would see him get around maybe to second, but just nobody was ending up scoring, and now you're going to have to try and capitalize on maybe having an inexperienced guy here like Wyatt Navarro, who has been letting guys on base a lot, hasn't really seen a lot of time on the field this season, and seeing if you can just clog up those bases, make him get panicked, and then put in a few yourself. We saw him try and get a comeback late in the top of the 9th just yesterday, but this one's a bit of a different story here, now down 6.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 7-1 deficit, that's no easy task. And Navarro looked very strong and confident in that last inning. Very efficient. Looking to duplicate that here in the 7th. Is due up for the Northwestern Wildcats. Shane Hofslander, who came in during this game for the injured Slaters. He's 0 for 1 so far today.
Yeah, had a ground out to the shortstop, thrown out at second or at first, but sitting at a 200 average now. First pitch coming will be inside and taken for ball 1.
Hofslander, not a ton of field time like we've talked about, batting 200 on the year, but the backup catcher hasn't had a lot of plate appearances. As that one nicks him in the knee.
And he's hyped up about that one. He gets the hit by pitch with pride, and there's a little celebration out to his side of the dugout and marches his way to first.
Yeah, and if you're Northwestern, that's what you got to do, right? You got to rally the hitters in any way that you can. Obviously, Hofslander able to get on base, got clocked in the knee there, turns to his dugout, tries to fire them up a little as Jake Yang steps in. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and
Jake Yang, 2 singles. He'll take the first pitch, that one high, now ball 1.
Jake Yang has looked really comfortable at the dish here today. As we mentioned, the freshman is 2 for 2, batting .333 on the year thus far.
He'll take that one. Goes right down the middle now. 1-1. This is actually Jake Yang's only his 3rd start, I believe, on the year. Only his 12th appearance. So another guy like Park for the Wolverines, where it's just kind of coming in for this game. Hasn't really seen the field a ton, but has done really well today, all things considered.
Yeah, most definitely. For a Northwestern offense that's been pretty silent as he looks that called strike there, 2-2. But, yeah, he is a guy who has stepped up for Northwestern. And if the Wildcats want a chance to come back in this one, they're going to have to stack their base runners. Obviously, Hofslander able to get on first. Yang looking to do the same.
Count even at 2. Pitch coming will be swung on, sent foul by Yang.
Yeah, nice job from Yang just to stay alive, foul that one off.
Let's see, righty in the pen for the Wolverines. Pitch coming by Navarro. That one outside will be swung on, chased by Yang for a strikeout.
That's a beautiful pitch from Navarro. Outside edge, the off speed got him. He was way early on that one, and that's a big strikeout there. Obviously started the inning with the hit by pitch, but comes back with a great K there to get the first out here in the 7th.
3rd strikeout this appearance by Navarro, so he's had himself a pretty good set of at-bats too. That would be Owen McElfatrick.
1 for 3 here today, batting .228 on the years.
Start his count 1-0, taking ball 1. Next pitch coming will be swung on and will end up moving foul wide right of the first baseline out into the outfield at right field.
Yeah, that one was hard hit to right field, just foul down the line there. McElfatrick had that RBI earlier on in the game with his lone hit. Also struck out here, but looking to get something going. 1 out here for the Wildcats, but they got a runner on, trying to get any type of momentum they can against this dominant Wolverines pitching staff.
McElfatrick will watch that one inside. Move it to 2-1 count for him. be another pitch similar area. That one catches just inside on the zone, now even at 2.
Yeah, that's a great pitch there. As McElpatrick stepped out of the box ever so slightly on that one, even though it painted the inside corner. And if you're the umpire and you see the batter kind of step out on those inside pitches, you're going to call a strike there.
McElpatrick will send one easily out over to Braden Jeffries.
Yeah, a little line drive there, right to Jeffries. Nice catch for the second out of the inning. As after that hit by pitch, Navarro's really settled in, gotten 2 quick outs, as it looks like they're going to make a call to the bullpen here for this last batter. But great outing for Navarro overall.
Yeah, Navarro will go 1 2/3, end up with 1 hit allowed, but 3 strikeouts in 7 batters faced. So a really solid outing for him. As we'll see the pitching change come in for the Wolverines.
2 gone here in the top of the 7th. Runner on first for the Wildcats, but this has kind of been the story, and we've touched on it. The Wildcats, their offense has been very sporadic. They've been able to get base runners here and there, but their ability to actually capitalize on them is they've really struggled with that. Michigan, their pitchers not bending at those base runners, only giving up that 1 run. And
coming in now for the Wolverines will be Brandon Mann. He's formerly pitched 6 1/3 innings so far this season. Has a 4.26 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. He's allowed 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a 1-0 record so far. In his last appearance at Toledo, he went 2/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, and had a pretty clean sheet other than that. No earned runs.
Yeah, looking to build off of what Brenham and Navarro were able to do here in this game. Again, we said it in the beginning, keys to Michigan winning is efficient work from their pitchers, and you know, both Brenham and Navarro did just that. They got ahead of batters in the count. Even when they did give up base runners, whether it was a walk, hit by pitch, they settled back in, and they both looked really comfortable up there, as Mann looks to do the same here as he takes his warm-up pitches, as he's tasked with getting this final out here in the top of the 7th.
Will be Ryan Kucherek, the shortstop, who will face 0 for 3 on the day. 3 strikeouts, 2 looking.
Yeah, Kucherek has really struggled up there on the plate. His last at-bat went down in 3 pitches, struggled to hit that curveball. Obviously a new pitcher here in Brandon Mann, but if you're Kucherek, already 3 strikeouts on the day, trying to get something going. The Wildcats running out of innings here and running out of opportunities, so they look to try and capitalize on that runner at first.
As Kucherek will take the batter's box. First pitch coming by Mann will be low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, curveball kind of died on that outside edge there. Kucherek laid off on that one.
And signals coming in from out in the dugout now. Next pitch now caught for strike 1. Now 1-1.
Yeah, great pitch there from Mann. Inner half of the zone there.
This one coming to be swung on, missed high, now at 1-2. Next one coming to be swung on, that one a little bit further outside, but will be fouled off now, remain 1-2.
Yeah, Kucherek just able to get a piece of that one to stay alive. It looked like he was a little late. Maybe he was sitting curve on that one. This man looks to get out of this inning ahead 1-2 on the count.
Pitch coming will be fouled off.
Yeah, Kucherak staying alive here. Fouling that one off.
Count remains 1-2 for Kucherek. Next pitch will be wide.
Yeah, just
Now,
outside. Just outside there. Was looking for the call on the outside edge of the plate. Didn't get it. Kucherak staying alive here. Worked it to 2-2. Trying to get something going.
He's done a good job fouling off the pitches that he needs in order to get the balls. As that one will sneak into the inside side of the zone. Will get the strikeout looking for Kucherek. Will be his third of the day. Looking.
Yeah. And if you're Brandon Mann, that was a great pitch. Inside curveball. Got him looking. Kucherek really struggling here today. Fourth strikeout, as you mentioned, third looking. As the Wolverines, another efficient inning. Obviously, it started with that hit by pitch, but after that, Navarra, then Mann, settled in, got some quality outs as we move to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch here in Ann Arbor as the Wolverines have a controlling 7-1 lead as Delaretto for the Wildcats is coming back here.
Dominic Delaretto had a little bit of an iffy go into the last inning. Let up a double, but ultimately no runners scored. Kept it clean, but we'll see how he goes through this next set of the lineup here for the Wolverines, facing off against Cade Ladehoff. Ladehoff, 2 walks on the day, no hits.
Still a cloudy day here in Michigan. The sun teased us for a bit, but ultimately it looks like the clouds are going to win. And a little breezy. You know, we had some rain earlier on this week. It was very nice prior to the rain, but
a really warm week.
Very warm week. Yeah.
Springtime is starting to move over
finally
into the summer months.
Although, you know, knowing Michigan weather, it's probably going to be like 30 degrees next week. You never know.
No, we can never do anything the same week. It has to alternate every week.
Yep, exactly.
Cade Ladehoff will watch the first pitch go into the outside part of the strike zone for strike 1. Second pitch coming will be inside for ball 1.
That one just missed there. Trying to get that inside edge of the zone. Laid off on that one.
Ladehoff 1-1. Will send that one. Struck well, but foul.
Yeah, he absolutely ripped that one just a little early down the left field line. But he's on it. Just got to lay back a bit.
1-2 count for Ladehoff. That went inside. Fumbled at the fingertips of the glove for the catcher, Hofstadler, for the Wildcats. Another one inside. We move it to 3-2.
Yeah, Delaretto trying to establish that inside part of the plate. Hasn't been able to. A few close ones, but hasn't gotten the call on any as Ladehoff works at full.
As Ladehoff will sky one up and move back into foul territory. No play to be made to go up into the stands. Full count. Pitch coming. Will be inside again. That'll be 3 straight, well, not 3 straight considering the foul ball, but 3 balls inside there by De Loreto on Ladehoff for the walk, his 3rd walk of the day.
Yeah, Ladehoff, great at bat there, able to foul off some pitches, work it full, and ultimately drive the walk. As Michigan's continuing to have efficient at-bats, get base runners on, even here late in the game, already up 7-1, but continuing to have high-quality at-bats as Brendan Stressler step in here, 0 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, Brendan Stressler sacrifice hit in the 5th inning to score a run. There'll be a pickoff attempt over at first on Ladehoff, will be unsuccessful. Back onto the mound will be De Loreto. Another pickoff attempt over at first. Again, nothing going there.
Yeah, De Loreto trying to keep the base runner in check here. Doesn't want another Michigan. Ooh,
that ball well over the head and above of Brendan Stressler. That one right at him, ducked under it, and be a wild pitch not hauled in by Hofstadler, and will advance.
Yeah, Hofstadler
out to second now will be Dane Morrow.
Yeah, that curve kind of got away from De Loreto on the inside part of the plate, high and inside. Advances the base runner. Michigan runner in scoring position once again.
A ball sent out to center field. Pinch runner Dane Morrow will advance and tag from second to third and will slide in safely. And it's like he'll clip McElpatrick on the slide in. Covering there might have taken a cleat to the shin.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there, advancing the runner, but on that slide, third baseman a bit shaken up there. So that was, I'd say, relatively shallow. Northwestern had a clean rally, or I'd say clean throw to third, but unable to get the out.
Yeah, Morrow came in for Ladehoff when he reached at first. But pinch runner himself, he's got some legs on him. He can run, so decided to try and make that way up to third on the fly ball out to center field and slides in. Makes it a pretty close play, but makes it safe, but ends up running into McElpatrick, is now getting checked on by the training staff.
Yeah, Northwestern again. They've taken a beating today. A lot of periodic injuries here. As appears McElpatrick's okay.
It didn't look like it was as serious as some of the other things out for the other players. We saw out at first base, Ruiz took a ball to the kneecap, of course. We saw Hofstadler having to come in for Jay Slater after taking a ball to the groin. So overall, it's been a pretty tough day to be a Wildcat.
That's for sure, as Northwestern infield is gathering at the mound for a brief discussion with De Loreto, as one out here for the Wolverines. Runner on third. And
up to bat will be Jun-Sung Park, who's been hot today, 2 doubles.
Yeah, Park's been excellent, and if there's a guy to call a mound visit for today, that definitely should be Park, as he's looked very comfortable in the batter's box. Obviously those 2 doubles, looking to drive in another run here, as we'll see what De Loreto has as he tries to limit the damage for Northwestern. Again, already down 7-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. As
we'll see a pitching change for the Wildcats.
Delaretto's afternoon comes to a conclusion here as he leaves that runner on third.
As it'll be Tommy Bridges now up for the Wildcats. Bridges comes in today with a 7.27 ERA on 17 1/3 innings pitched. It's had 10 walks in those 17 1/3 innings and has 1.85 WHIP. So another guy that's a bit more utilized than the other two that we've seen, but both out of Michigan and out of Northwestern. But another one that might struggle with keeping that ball in the zone. I mean, 10 walks in 17 1/3 innings has the tendency to walk guys.
Right, and that's kind of what we noted to start the game, is that if you're Northwestern, in order to have success, you got to limit the walks. And again, Park is a guy who hasn't seen the field a lot but has looked comfortable. He's had quality at-bats. He has a runner in scoring position here. And if you're Northwestern, you know, it's already a tall task down 6 runs. You can't really afford to give up any more here late in the game, given how few opportunities they're going to have.
And you're already down some of your bat. I mean, Jay Slater, you expected to
That's
have
right.
all games already out. You're moving through your platoon players, so you're going to have to look through and see how you're going to spark up your bats to run. You're going to have to make sure that you're not letting up any additional runs at all.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, yesterday, a lot closer between the Wolverines and the Wildcats. And this one, Michigan has kind of ran away with it in the first and never looked back. Obviously took a commanding 5-0 lead, now a 7-1 lead, and they've really just looked dominant on all fronts here today as Park steps in to face Tommy Bridges, his first batter of the afternoon.
Cooper Mullins now up for the Wolverines, pinch hitting here for would-be Junsun Park.
Yeah, Park's afternoon comes to an end, but if you're Park, you got to feel pretty good about what you were able to do on the plate here today.
So he'll take the first pitch for a ball. Next pitch coming will be swung on and get just above the shortstop there. Ryan Kucherak can get down for a single. So this DH spot's been pretty great for the Wolverines today. I mean, produced 3 hits so far, and that's another RBI there.
Yeah, pinch hit RBI single for Cooper Mullins. Laced that one right over the shortstop into left center field, extending this Michigan lead as the runner from third will come in to score. 8-1 Wolverines here in the bottom of the 7th.
And we'll see Greg Pace coming in now with 1 out and 1 runner on first. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. Next pitch coming. That one will be a bit low. We'll move it to a 1-1 count now for Greg Pace Jr.
Only 1 out here. Runner on first for the Wolverines. Already scored 1. Looking to just continue with this momentum as Tommy Bridges fires back to first to check on the runner here.
Next pitch sent well wide. Now 2-1 for Greg Pace. Cooper Mullins, only 1 stolen base attempt on the season. Has one successful, 100%. That'll be fouled off by Greg Pace out into the parking lot. Now 2-2.
Greg Pace batting .264 on the year. 0 for 2 today. the walk and the strikeout. And he scored earlier in this game.
It ended up scoring on the reaching on air out in the first.
Greg Pace able to work the count full here. Again, one down as Tommy Bridges trying to get an out here.
Pace will foul off that one, keep the count full.
Great job from Pace there. Great at bat. Again, making these pitchers work all afternoon. Something we've seen from the Wolverines is they've made these Northwestern's pitchers work. There hasn't been an easy out in terms of the pitching standpoint for the Wildcats, and that really starts with the Wolverines having quality at bats.
Long wait for the windup here as Pace will hold off on that one for ball 4. And he'll reach. Now runners on first and second for the Wolverines, still only one out.
Yeah, that one was close. Northwestern not thrilled with that call, but a great take from Greg Pace there to work the walk. Runners on first and second, only one dead here in the bottom of the 7th.
And that'll bring up Josh Campbell. Josh Campbell had that odd little double out in the first inning, but hasn't reached since. As he'll someone out into center field, will be tracked down by the center fielder, Jack Lausch, and will allow Cooper Mullins to tag and then reach third. So advancing runner from second to third there.
Yeah, runners at the corners for the Wolverines. 2 down here as Drew Culbertson will stand in. The junior batting 191 on the year, 0 for 3, has struggled here today.
It was 171 with runners in scoring position, 114 with 2 outs. So he'll take the first pitch inside. Now 1-0. An interesting thing here is if it were to happen that Mullins hits the home run here, that would end up getting the run rule, mercy rule in play.
Yeah, that is something to notice. The Wolverines have been so dominant here today. 8-1, 2 down here is Tommy Bridges really just trying to escape the inning, it feels like, with that mercy rule looming over the Wildcats.
As the fastball will be snuck in by Tommy Bridges. Next pitch coming will be swung on. And that one will be missed. Now move it to a 1-2 count for Drew Culbertson. And runner going, Greg Pace will advance to second. No throw coming out of Hofstadler there. They'll keep it at a 2-2. Will be fouled off by Culbertson. Keep it at 2-2. Runners now on second and third after the stolen base by Greg Pace Jr.
Culbertson, again, making Bridges work. This is what we've talked about. Michigan batters not giving up any easy outs here. Is 2-2 with 2 down here in 7th.
That one will be swung on and missed to end this bottom of the 7th inning for the Wolverines. We'll tack on one more run, move it to 8-1.
8-1 here as we enter the 8th inning. Again, the Michigan bats have been hot. The pitching has been dominant. The Wildcats haven't had an answer as they've been down all game. And as we enter the 8th inning, Brandon Mann will stay up on the mound. He closed off the 7th for the Wolverines, and he'll look to continue his scoreless frame as we enter the 8th.
Yeah, only faced one batter there at the end of the top of the 7th inning, so still pretty fresh to keep in. As he'll start off against the center fielder Jack Lausch. Lausch 0 for 3 on the day as strikeout looking in the first, and then 2 flyouts, both one into right field, one into center field.
Yeah, and for Michigan, we kind of talked about it. They're at the point in their season where all of these games matter, right? You know, despite playing a Northwestern team that has struggled this year, both in out-of-conference and Big Ten play, these games are obviously very important for a team like Michigan, who's right on the brink of making the tournament. And if you're Michigan, you love to see your bats bringing that momentum in, even against a team like Northwestern, who, like we've talked about, has struggled this season. But truly a dominating performance from Michigan today, both on the offensive and pitching front.
As Michigan will bring Matthew Austinford on as a defensive substitution here over to first base. Jack Lausch, the lefty, now up to bat. We said previously 0 for 3 on the day, as Brandon Mann will send one bit low and away from Lausch. Be a 1-0 count to start off. Next one will be swung on and missed by Lausch. Keep it tied at 1 now, 1-1.
Yeah, that pitch right in the center of the zone, just a swing and a miss there.
Next pitch coming. This one swung on, set out into the outfielder. Outfielder's way back here. I'm not trying to let many extra base hits, but get one down.
Yeah, that one was shot to left field there as Northwestern's able to get their leadoff batter of this inning on base. They've been able to do that quite a few times here today. It's just from there they've struggled to really build on that and get any momentum as Noah Ruiz steps in here.
Brandon Mann. First pitch will be swung on, chased wide. Move it to 0-1 to start off here.
Yeah, Ruiz appears to have an aggressive approach. That one was just a bit outside off the plate there.
You're going into the 8th inning. You're down 7 runs. I think the aggressive approach would be the way to go.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you're Northwestern, you got to come out swinging here as time is running out in terms of outs. I should say outs are running out.
Bit of a check swing there by Ruiz as the ball was sent wide on the pitch by Mann. Move 1-1 count. Another one sent this one wide and low. Now 2-1 on Noah Ruiz.
There's a bit of movement in the Michigan bullpen as we see a few relievers warming up there.
Two-1 pitch coming will be swung on, missed low by Ruiz. Now 2-2.
Yeah, great comeback pitch there, really attacking the hitter, swing and a miss. Just looked like his swing was a bit over that one.
Two-two pitch will be swung on and sent back into left field and bounce in for another single out in that area. To really check in with Mann and see what's going on here, try and get him back into it. Or if you let him face this next batter, be Jackson Freeman now, also 0 for 3.
Yeah, back-to-back singles for Northwestern. Same spot, kind of bloop singles into left field. I should say dull line drives into left field as Mann is going to face this next hitter. Still nobody out. Runners on first and second for Northwestern.
First pitch taken for strike one by Freeman.
Northwestern looking for a little late inning magic, similar to what they tried to do yesterday.
That ball will be popped up out into left. Be taken in by Stressler. Nobody advancing there. So runner still on first and second for the Wildcats. Have no Ruiz on first. Jack Lausch on second. Now one out after the fly out into left by Freeman.
Yeah, bringing up to Groot, who's had a great afternoon. We kind of talked about it. 3 for 3 so far. He's really been the only spark in this Northwestern offense, as he has an opportunity here with runners on first and second.
First pitch coming will be a little bit of a half check swing there. Ends up making contact with the ball, foul it off. Now 0-1.
Yeah, man, trying to dial it back in after giving up those 2 base hits. Got the fly out for the first out there. He's ahead 0-1 here.
The shift is staying left, ready for where all 3 balls that have gone into play have been. That ball will be taken for ball 1 now, 1-1. That one sent out into left center. Will drop in for another single. Now bases loaded for Brandon Mann.
Yeah, that one bloop shot into center. Brandon Mann giving up his 3rd hit here as Northwestern has a little bit of a rally going. Bases loaded. DeGroot, his 4th hit of the afternoon. So
great day for Logan DeGroot.
Great day for DeGroot. Obviously, he had that mishap in left field defensively, but in terms of his plate appearances, he's been great. 4 hits in the afternoon, and the Wolverines are going to keep Mann in. 1 out here, bases loaded. Jack Council pinch hitting for Northwestern.
And Council sees one go real close to him. Stayed well in there, ready to get hit for the RBI.
Council 9 RBIs on the year, batting .254 so far this season.
Council swings on one, sends that out into left field. Will be hauled in. Runner going from third. Won't contest to make the throw to home plate and will allow him to get the sac fly off. Move to 2-8. Michigan still leading with 2 outs here in this top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, sac fly there. Michigan able to get the out, 2nd out of the inning. Considering the lead, you know, if you're Brandon Mann, yeah,
1 or 2, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, obviously, if you're Brandon Mann, you don't want to give up those hits, but all things considered, not too shabby for Michigan. Is 2 down here in the top of the 8th.
We talked about it. These are low-pressure innings here for these pitchers here. As first pitch to Shane Hofstadler will be taken for strike 1. Count, runners on first and second for the Wildcats. Next pitch, this one also pretty well inside. We saw that back with the Jack Council at bat. That one.
Yeah, that one just missed him there.
1-1.
Curveball that got away.
Bit of an overcorrection there. Goes low and away. Now 2-1 on Shane Hofstadler.
Yeah, Northwestern again. Probably not going to get another opportunity like this today. Really trying to get something going. Able to get 1 run across, but trying to build on that here.
Next pitch will be snuck into the far side of the zone for strike 2. Now a 2-2 count on Hofstadler.
Yeah, great pitch there. pounding the outside edge. Able to get the call and work it to a 2-2 count.
Hofstadler swings on one, will end up on the ground, will be thrown in from Culbertson out to the second baseman Colby Turner for the force out to end the top of the 8th with only one scoring after having bases loaded for Brandon Mann.
Yeah, Michigan able to escape that bases loaded jam, only allowing one run. Still an 8-2 lead for the Wolverines as we enter the top of the 8th inning here.
Now going into the bottom of the 8th here, we'll see if we, looks like we'll remain with the previous pitcher that we saw come out, Tommy Bridges, for Northwestern.
Yeah, Colby Turner due up here for the Wolverines. The top of the lineup, 1, 2, and 3. As we enter the bottom of the 8th. Again, a great day for Michigan all around. Pitching's looked good. A lot of guys who maybe we haven't seen as much this season have stepped up and put on good performances. A few out of the bullpen, and then, of course, Park on the offensive side of the ball. And if you're the Wolverines, you have to be feeling pretty good as they enter Sunday, already with what looks to be 2 wins on this series so far.
The substitution out at first base, Matthew Ossenfort, will take the position of 4th in the lineup, so no guarantee we'll see him here, but if anybody reaches, we will. Colby Turner will take the batter's box to face off against Tommy Bridges. Bridges' first pitch will be up and in, but will end up catching off the bat of Turner on the check swing and will be foul ball for strike 1.
Yeah, Turner a bit frustrated with that one. It just skimmed, looked like the bottom part of his bat.
Next pitch coming will be shot with a good bit of power there, but ended up hooking it a little bit too far to the left there by Turner for foul ball number 2, now 0-2.
Turner, 397 on the year, 9 home runs, 34 RBIs. He's putting together quite a season here as he looks to build off of Michigan's already pretty big lead here.
0-2 pitch coming. That one wide and watched by Turner for ball 1. Will be swung on by Turner off the next pitch. Be missed high. That'll be strikeout for him.
Yeah, it was a nice pitch there for Tommy Bridges, going with the low off speed out of the zone. Turner bit on that one for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th.
So about now will be catcher Noah Miller, 0 for 3 on the day, reaching the first on a walk, but hasn't reached since. As he'll ground one out to the pitcher, will get by Tommy Bridges, end up at the hands of Council at second, and we'll get the force out over at first to Noah Ruiz.
So Jeffries will stand in here. 2 dead in the bottom of the 8th. Tommy Bridges trying to make it a quick inning. And then Northwestern will be due up for their last opportunity as they're facing an 8-2 deficit.
Jeffries watches as First pitch he sees ends up sneaking into the outside part of the zone. Now 0-1 for him with 2 outs and nobody on. Next pitch coming will be swung on, this time grounded out to the shortstop, Ryan Kucherak, who will make the throw over to first to end the 8th inning. No runs tacked on by the Wolverines there. Will keep their lead, but now 8-2 after the sac fly by Northwestern at the top of the 8th.
Yeah, Tommy Bridges, efficient work there. Keeps the deficit to only 6 runs as Michigan looks to finish this one out here in the top of the 9th. Facing Jake Yang, who's
done pretty well for himself today. We talked about it. Him and Park both coming in with limited appearances so far, but both performing pretty well. 2 hits for him today. 3rd and the 5th, he had singles. Struck out in the 7th, but still pretty strong day if you're Jake Yang.
Now pitching for the Machines, number 34, Michael Enriquez.
It looks like there's a pitching change for the Wolverines. Michael Keaton's coming in.
Michael Keaton's for the Wolverines. Coming into today, last appearance was against MSU on the 12th. Went for 1 inning, allowed 1 hit on 11 pitches for his total innings, so pretty efficient show up. This would be his 5 innings pitched previously, his 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and allows an average of 0.67, so it's pretty consistent at keeping the guys off the base.
Yeah, looking to make it an efficient, quick inning here as the wind has picked up a bit. Brisk afternoon, about, I should say, early evening, 5:01 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Wolverines looking to take a 2-0 lead in the series against the Wildcats as they head into Sunday's game. Jake Yang stepping into the batter's box.
Be the last 3 outs for Northwestern here. Unless they can tie it up, we won't see a bottom of the 9th. First pitch by Keaton's taken inside and low for ball 1.
Jake Yang, like we mentioned, 2 for 3 today, 313 on the season.
Next pitch taken just outside. Now 2-0.
Yeah, that one a little high and outside. Almost got the zone, but just missed there.
This one coming again well inside there. Backed off the plate, Jake Yang.
Yeah, 3-0. Yang hasn't bitten on any of these pitches. Haven't really been close. As Northwestern looks to get their leadoff batter here in the inning on base.
As there's strike 1 called. 3-0 hold off there by Yang. As he'll take ball 4 inside and will reach first.
Yeah, that one just missed that inside part of the plate there as Keaton's walks the leadoff batter to start on the 3-1 pitch as
we'll go back to the top of the order for the Wildcats. We'll see Owen McElpatrick. Lefty on lefty matchup here, the lefty Michael Keaton's. First pitch will be taken outside for strike 1.
Good pitch there for Keatons. Just establishing the strike zone, obviously giving up that walk, trying to get back in control here.
Next pitch, that's a little tail into the zone. We'll be taking now strike 2, an 0-2 count to start off for McElpatrick. Pickoff attempt over at first. A light one just to keep Yang close to the base.
0-2 here. Nobody out for the Wildcats. Runner on first. Trying to get the punch out here.
That one high and away for ball 1, now 1-2. Next one comes in, that one a bit low and outside, or inside.
Yeah, that curveball just missed there. It kind of just died in at the inside part of the zone. Northwestern making Keaton's work here.
McElpatrick got the count even 2-2. Will swing on the next one. Go a bit early, but will tap it foul. Count still even at 2 each. McElpatrick will pop one up foul, go out into the stands. Will be out to a kid. I think that's his second foul ball of the night, that kid in the yellow shirt over there.
Yeah, he's really been racking up those souvenirs.
Yeah.
It's McElpatrick here continuing to foul off pitches.
That one will be taken high. Now move to a full count for McElpatrick, who did a good job coming back in this count.
Yeah, down 0-2. He's done a great job fouling off pitches, not swinging at anything outside the zone, and has worked it full.
That one swung on, sent out into left field. Be taken in by Stressler. See no advancement from Jake Yang from first to second.
First out here for the Wolverines. 2 more to finish the game here as Wildcats down to their last 2 outs here in Ann Arbor.
The Ryan Kutrek now up to bat, the shortstop. 0 for 4, all strikeouts on the day. 3 looking. As he'll take strike 1. A nice little curveball over the outside part of the strike zone. Next one sneaks in again, now 0-2.
Great pitch, came out 0-2 against the previous batter. Is doing the same here. 2 straight curveballs ahead 0-2 here in the count.
Next pitch taken, this one pretty close, but inside.
Yeah, just missed on
one.
the inner half there. Great spot, really trying to paint the edges there.
A 1-2 count. Pitch coming will be swung on and reach out into right field, will be picked up.
Yeah, base hit the other way there.
Be the first time reaching on the day for Ryan Kutrek after 4 straight strikeouts. A 1-out single.
Wildcats staying alive here. Only 1 down. Runners on first and second as Jack Lausch steps in here. 1 for 4 on the day. 291 on the season as the Wolverines trying to get that knockout punch to end this one.
Pitch coming, this one inside and high. Be ball 1. Pitch coming will be taken for strike one, evens the counts at ones. Next pitch coming, this one low for ball 2.
Yeah, curveball just missed there. He's gone 3 straight curveballs. 2-1 count here as there's some more action in the Michigan bullpen.
This one coming, this one curves in for the strike now, 2-2.
Yeah, great pitch there. Coming back, getting that 2-2 count, looking to finish out Lausch here.
2-2 swung on, sent up into center field, will drop down for another single. Bases are now loaded for the Wildcats as there's a throw by Greg Pace to get out to Michael Keedens, but ends up going out wide for him.
Yeah, bases loaded here for Northwestern. Again, we saw it yesterday. They are a late inning team. There's only 1 down, bases loaded after that base hit. Noah Ruiz coming up to the plate, 1 for 4, 313 on the year, but he has been one of their more consistent guys from an offensive standpoint. So in this position, he's who Northwestern wants at the plate.
Noah Ruiz swings on the first pitch, fly it over to right field where Josh Campbell will haul it in. They'll have a runner advance from second and third to home. Second to third makes it. Third to home makes it. We'll score 1 off the sac fly there and move it to 2 outs on the top of the 9th inning here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Northwestern able to score another run there, but down to their last out with runners at the corners as Michigan looks to win the second game of this series here.
Jackson Freeman now up to bat for the Wildcats. 3 strikeouts, 2 looking, and the 1 fly out into left field. First pitch coming will be taken for strike 1, now 0-1. Next pitch coming will be swung on, now foul. And Northwestern now down to their last strike on an 0-2 count to Jackson Freeman.
Michigan fans cheering for their team here as the Wolverines have had an absolutely dominant performance over the Wildcats.
And that will be taken strikeout looking to get the game for the Wolverines. Wolverines take game 2 of the 3-game series and will be back tomorrow to try and get the sweep.
Yeah, 8-3 win for Michigan. Offensively, they were great. They got base runners on early. Obviously, it all started with that dominant first inning, and from there, honestly, they didn't look back. It was really never a game following the first inning. They just continued to add on to their already productive day. The pitching was great, very efficient, and ultimately they were the more dominant team as they will enter Sunday with a 2-0 lead on the series.
Yeah, Michigan not really getting the start out of Shane Brenham they expected. It's really strong first 2 or 3 innings out of him there. I mean, we saw him get up to how many years final. We'll go through the final stats here for Brenham. Brenham gets the win. 5 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 1 earned run, but 9 strikeouts there. Give him a season and career high for the freshman. But we could see him struggle to try and get the zone. He was letting a few on going into that. Ended up running his pitch count up, only goes about 5 this time, when in the last 2 ended up going 6 2/3 in 7 innings. So a bit of a short one there. End up going to these low pressure bullpen appearances from Wyatt Navarra, Brandon Mann, and Michael Keedens. All of them kind of seeing some points where they were letting the bases load up themselves, but ended up not letting it stress them out too much. Got the outs that they needed to do, and it kept it a pretty comfortable win for the Wolverines, 8-3.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, the Wildcats left a lot of base runners on. Michigan was able to get out of some difficult jams there and ultimately escape with the win. Not even escape, they dominated with the win. And Brenham, it all started with his pitching performance. He was great today. I mean, you said it. He had his career high in terms of strikeouts, pitched 5 innings, and he was very efficient for those 5 despite giving up a few hits and walks here and there. And if you're the Wolverines, you got to be feeling pretty good about this one.
Yeah, and then the biggest performance out of the Wolverine offense, or at least the most notable, might have been Junsung Park, his 2 doubles that he had in his 3 plate appearances, or his 3 at-bats. Really strong performance by the guy that really doesn't get many looks out through the season. Only his second start, his second of the series, started out the last game. So we'll see if we see him coming in tomorrow for the Wolverines as they try and take the sweep against Northwestern.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It'll be interesting to see if he's in the lineup after a great performance here today.
After that will be all we have. I've been Max Wood, joined alongside Emilio Enriquez, and as always, we'll leave you with a good night and a go blue. Good stuff. It is.